Oh, yeah. Saturday morning, and it feels so good. It's G. Bush back with the barbershop. It's a bye week, but don't nobody get no days off over here. Oh, it's the bye week. We done had a lot to talk about. And what we're going to do is we're going to recap this thing. We got, today is a nice episode because we going to show you, obviously, I come with the receipts. Oh man, oh man, oh man. What's that back there? My moderator is back there listening to Filipino soap operas. But no, this is going to be a crazy day today because we're in the bye week. And one thing that I got to give you guys is a week and some stuff that has happened over the last, I would say 7 weeks here. We've had a lot of stuff going with the Cleveland Browns. We've had a lot of people say a lot of different things. A lot of people pull up on my other shows, the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, and a lot of people be like, G. Bush, you should be rebutting with this. G. Bush, remember, hey, tell them that this should be happening. Hey, listen, remember, so when they say this to you, you should say that. Don't worry, boys and girls. I know it's only October, but G. Bush is checking his list. And checking it twice like I'm Santa Claus. I'm going to find out who's naughty or nice. And a lot of y'all been naughty. So what we're going to do is we got to show you a little bit in the best way I know how to do. With the receipts of integrity. The receipts of integrity are going to get you together today. Because what the receipts of integrity do is show just how wild y'all been acting. All that propaganda y'all been spitting for the first 6-7 weeks, we're going to put an end to that. Or you know what? At least if you don't put an end to it, everybody going to know how crazy and wild that looks, right? So we're going to have some fun with this today. We're going to get to it. And first and foremost, we got to get to the part that nobody want to talk about. A lot of y'all been disingenuous. A lot of y'all been running around saying, well, he's just not ready. Nah, I think it got more to do with you not being ready and the fact that you never are going to be ready when it comes to this certain topic. So we got a lot to get to. Get your coffee together, get your tea together, get your English muffin, your bagels, whatever you got, grits and eggs, bacon, and let's go ahead and settle in. Because just because it's the bye week and people want to go on vacation, we never sleep over here. You're listening to the most electrifying G. Bush in the barbershop. Come on in. It's your boy G. Bush right here at the barbershop. First and foremost, we got to tell everybody, if you're on Twitter, we appreciate you. Go ahead and follow me at GBush91. If you're on Facebook, shout out to the Facebook clan. Hey, go ahead. Hit that like button wherever you're at. Make sure you're sharing this information. Make sure you're sharing. It's going to be a great episode today. And if you're on the UCSS and you're in the barbershop, you already know what it is. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you know when we always drop in. That goes for Ultimate Browns. That goes for Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show because it all, one hand washes the other. So let's get to this. Over the last 6-7 weeks, there have been multiple people that would try to tell you, multiple people that will try to tell you that it's just not that we don't want to see Shedeur play. But really what's happening is it's just Dylan that's been better. He's been overall better. Liars. I've been in camp. You see what the product on the field is talking about. You already know he's not better. He never was better. But you kept coming with it. You kept coming with that energy and that noise. Then you pivoted and said, well, it's not, we're saving him from himself. We don't want to ruin him. But Dylan Gabriel was cool to go out there and get ruined. Dylan Gabriel is cool to go out there and how they figure he's ready to play. And everybody, but we don't want to ruin him. And then it just got down to a point where it just got to a situation where everybody was like, you know what? He's just not ready. He's not ready, and the Browns deem him not to be ready. No, let's call a spade a spade. When you say the Browns said it, you getting this from a specific source. You think that we don't know that the Cleveland Browns are giving you your marching orders? You don't believe that we are smart enough to understand that there are multiple leaks and that the main wide spectrum of the media is an arm of the Cleveland Browns communication list. You guys don't print nothing without you checking that and scrubbing that through the high ivory towers in Berea. You think we don't notice that all the national media that covers the Browns seem to have the same talking points? Just so happens that Didi said it, and Ross Tucker says it, and then Mary Kay says it, and whoa, it's crazy. Tony Grossi has that. Man, Chris Rose has that. You don't think we understand what the game plan is here? What a great thing about the game plan over here with the barbershop is, I don't have a problem. That's your opinion. Opinions are great, right? But the receipts of integrity show you what you said. I don't want to misquote you. I'm going to show you what you said. And then we'll give you a little rebuttal and tell you why you look crazy for saying it. And if you're a little upset about that, I didn't say it, you did. So no hard feelings over here, is it? Because everything that you're saying, I was present on the show with. I was there when you said it. So let's get to these sheets of integrity. Because one thing that we got to get moving forward is the Cleveland Browns are not credible what they say, period. The Cleveland Browns have lied to you at every step. They said Pickett was good. They said Flacco gave you the best chance. They said Dylan Gabriel was a third-round pick, and they said Shedeur couldn't play at all. Second of all, it's a lot of y'all out there, and it's a lot of people in the media, a lot of people in the Cleveland Browns spectrum, that you won't say the part out loud. You won't say it out loud. It ain't the fact that he's ready. It's the fact that you aren't ready. You aren't ready to have him, Shedeur Sanders, be identified as someone who represents you. Did I stutter? There are some of you that never, ever, no matter what he does, how he plays, you will ever be ready for him to play. As a matter of fact, you don't even want to see him play at all. And it took me 6-7 weeks to figure out that you wasn't trying to be cool. You wasn't trying to make sure that you don't ruin him. You trying to play these reindeer games where we don't know that you never wanted him to play. Ever. You want to fast forward and skip. You're okay with Dylan Gabriel playing horribly as long as it prevents Shedeur Sanders from playing. And see, the thing that you started to think is, well, why would the Browns sabotage him? The Browns wouldn't sabotage him. Well, okay, well, let's get to you. You're perfectly willing to do the Browns' bidding in the sabotaging. Yeah, the Browns don't need to say it. They just tell you to say it. The confusion is alive and well. Always watch people's body language. These receipts, get ready. It's 175,000 people in here. We're going to get to it. Y'all, while y'all on vacation, y'all got to understand something. These receipts today, I need y'all to be sitting back ready to go. Let's get to them. First of all, we'll start this off with Kevin Stefanski. I heard him talking the other day, and Kevin Stefanski, this is courtesy of 92.3 The Fan, right? This is courtesy of UCSS. This is courtesy of the Ultimate Browns. This is courtesy. We got a whole lot of stuff in these clips that we got a courtesy because we want to make sure we give you your just due. The Orange and Brown Report. I don't think I'm missing nothing. So let's get it to it. Let's get to it. Yeah. Kevin Stefanski was talking that crazy talk. He talked about Dylan Gabriel like that was his man. Stand by your man. This dude, he sound like a teenage girl that is dating a bad boy in school, and the father said, over my dead body, I prohibit you from talking to that young man. He's not on our level. Daddy, I love him. I love him, Daddy. He's such a good guy. You won't give him a chance. Kevin Stefanski out here gushing over Dylan Gabriel. No matter what, he gonna stand by. He's a ride or die. How you gonna be a coach and be a ride or die chick? You can't be no ride or die chick. It's like, then the Lux had this song, I need a ride or die chick. You out here loyal as heck right now, Kev. And you have been disseminating this propaganda for way too long. The receipts are finally upon us.
As we do this week and during the bye week, you watch all these plays together and you're kicking yourself because it's one thing here and then it's one thing there where it's just stopping you from hitting those shots. They're there. They will continue to be there. But we have to do our job. Again, it's not a player thing. It's an all of us thing. We have to do our job.
It's an all of us thing, Kev? I didn't know all of us he threw the football. I didn't know all of us. It's all of a sudden all of us. This dude is systematically scapegoating the entire team. This dude is systematically holding the whole organization back because he's trying to stand by his man. Stand by your man.
In terms of making sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be, and then we can start to hit these shots.
He's certainly shown great ability to go through progressions. Smart decisions. He made a not smart decision in the game against Philly, but he learned from it immediately, and I don't think you'll ever see him do that again.
Gabriel going deep between two Patriots, and it's intercepted. Jalen Hawkins came down with it. He tracked it all the way to the turf. What a grab.
So all of that, I think, is really positive. He's shown an ability to move and throw on the run. Again, he gets the ball out really, really, really quick. All of those things matter.
And as you roll out, Dylan, you're looking at it right here. He's looking at it. His helmet tells me he sees him. What are we doing? He's still open. Still open. Still open. What are we doing? He's looked at it. He's had to see him. We run for 4 yards instead of giving him the football right here and probably making a move and getting into the end zone. And if not, it's at least a 9-10 yard gain.
My point is this, is that 80+% of the league believes that a first-round talent is the guy that needs to start on night one. And that's what I believe as well. I just do. Now, it doesn't mean that Shedeur should not get a shot. Yes, but are there shortcomings in his game that, right, like if he were to get out here this weekend, guys, it would not be pretty. I mean, he would probably get sacked double-digit times.
Back on the premise that Shedeur Sanders would be visibly 10 times worse and get sacked 12 times. I didn't say
he'd be 10 times worse. I said that he has shortcomings. One of his shortcomings is, if you study when guys come out of college, if they get sacked a lot, they get sacked in the NFL.
I think if something happened to Gabriel and you put Shedeur in, it could be ugly.
play call that calls for a 23-yard sack. There, you know, like, and there are numbers out there that show there was a lot of time to throw.
My brother, when you're outside the pocket and you got your eyes on it, you need to be able to rip this throw to him toward the sideline right now. Right now. It's got to be thrown. Why are we setting our feet and then throwing off of our back foot? And like, it's an absolute lame duck.
Yes, things are not necessarily going the way that you want. Your margin of error has really shrunk, but your defense is supposed to be lights out. So do more.
Yeah,
do more.
And seal the deal.
Like, do your job and do your job better.
I hate when the media does this. I'm sorry. I absolutely hate it. Oh, fans just want their pound of flesh.
I mean, that's why I felt like, look, you can look, and they should have been able, yes, the Browns should have been able to run their 4-minute offense.
They've won 5 games in the last 2 years.
Also,
and a league built on parity. This is not normal. Don't normalize this crap.
Yes, you wish that they could have gotten a first down. Yes.
Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl and was out of a job within a few years.
Yeah.
Part of this is you have to acknowledge and recognize that the guy's not going to step in and be Tom Brady year 16.
I cannot normalize this. Cannot. And I'm not going to get comfortable with it. I'm not going to get to a point where it's like, well, this is all part of the plan.
So then you need your defense to seal the deal.
And if you want to say Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he's played that bad. I think you're wrong, but you can say that.
A seasoned quarterback, a good offense is able to close out the game right there. Well, that's not what you have right now, okay? You have a rookie quarterback making his first ever start overseas. Part of this is learning.
But you cannot look at this and go, well, this is how it was supposed to go. Or if they simply get a win or two more than 3 win Wilson suggested, suddenly the losses and how they look don't matter. You can't.
Oh, my goodness. Woo! Again, make sure you go check out the Orange and Brown Report. We got something else from Jake Burns. Make sure you go check out. He does a great field breakdown. 92.3 The Fan. Go check out Nick Wilson, Jonathan Peeler, Afternoon Drive. Make sure you get to all those people. And, of course, watch UCSS because, it's courtesy of them, too. But I'm just showing you. See, if you don't remind people, they'll continue to keep saying things and then act like they didn't say that. Act like, oh, I know that was never the issue. That wasn't. No. We want to see it. Because every single time we say Shedeur Sanders' name, you give us a reason why you don't want to see him, why he won't be as bad as Dylan Gabriel, why he will never get what he get. No. Every single time. I find it interesting and funny that you said, oh, my goodness. He made a bad turnover. He'll never do that again. That's like going to your parent-teacher conferences and your kid is acting up and your parents say, listen, I know Susie has been acting up, but she's trying to get into another school in Harvard. Can we please, sweep this thing under the rug? We're trying to get her into college. I mean, she'll never do it again. Come on, guys. It's disingenuous at best. Come on, guys. You don't think we know you talk to these folks? We think you don't know that you chat with these people all the time? And this is why Kevin Stefanski has no intentions of playing Shedeur Sanders. None at all. But the fact that he is sitting out here rolling this propaganda out and people act like we don't see what's going on. Stop with the games. How intellectually dishonest is it for you to say, well, Dylan Gabriel is playing bad. He's playing so bad that you even tried. Ross said, I don't think he's playing that bad. How you figure, bro? You ain't watched no tape? And that's why what I do, I trump all of that. You know why? Because you guys know that are members. You guys know that are members. That we break down the film and the game and we show good plays, bad plays, all in between. Right here on the members only. You know we be breaking it down. So when you say, I think, I'm going to tell you what I know. When you say, well, give him the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to show you why what he's doing on the field deserves no benefit of the doubt. right? So all this mumbo jumbo, and you think you see, nah, we got you. Don't worry about it. But all I'm telling you is this. We're not going to play with you. The games are over. I told you last week. Y'all thought I was playing. Y'all see me on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show this week. All of this talk about, if you come up there, you're going to have to stand by what you stand. I'm not going to sit there and twiddle my thumbs. I'm not going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs and say, well, that's your opinion. Wow, thank you, Bird's Nest. They call him average when he's the worst quarterback in the league. Worst quarterback statistically in all different categories. But you minimize that. And it's intellectually dishonest for you to say, I'm going to discount his poor play in every segment of the game. Dillon Gabriel has been playing like this. He is playing like this since the spring. He didn't look good in the spring. He didn't look good in OTAs. He was the most inaccurate interceptor, turnover worthy guy at training camp. He's been giving reps and getting reps since day one. And he still looks bad. But no, you got to give him 3 to 4 more weeks. I'm not saying Shedeur's going to get some work. He's going to get something down the line. But, it's just, but he's a 5th round pick, guys. I mean, what did you expect? Like the 3rd round pick is a 1st round pick. You shouldn't even have drafted him to start with at the 3rd round. Nobody was doing it but him. And we got to start calling this out. This anybody but Shedeur narrative is cornball tendencies. Don't think so? Oh, they like, bro, you can't listen. This is like, you listen, this is a strapped in. G. Bush did a strapped in. The first segment, he got 2 videos. Oh yeah, I told you, I got all day. It's the bye week. I got to show you. Let me remix that. Like I'm Hitman Holler. What, I got to slow it down, put it in subtitles or something like I'm Surf? Huh? Do I got to give you a showtime? Like I'm your man from St. Louis? So is showtime. Do I got to get an A-verb? The second thing that we've been talking about is this nature of when I can prove that people are talking about anybody but Shedeur. Because they can't stand for what they see on the football field right now. There's no opportunity and no way they can sit behind and stand behind that play on the field. Because I've always told you, once the game starts, slow it down. I just dished you. And by the way, it's a battle rap term. Don't call me and say, G. Bush, you said on camera I dissed you. That's the deal. Y'all got to learn about culture. This is why you got to go through cultural competency. I'm talking about battle rap. If you don't watch battle rap, you just don't know. So now it done got to a point where it's not even Shedeur Sanders versus Dillon Gabriel. They want to fast forward this work so tough. They want to fast forward so quick that they think that they smart enough to say, well, I think Kevin wants to win with Bailey Zappi. Kevin, you need to stop leaking this to these people, because I'm not, you got to understand that the receipts of integrity will not let you get that off. The receipts of integrity is almost like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, face down. It's a trap card face down. They take your life points, and I get to rewind and bring one of my monsters back from the grave. The receipts of integrity is a finish move. If it was WWE, it would be the rock bottom. The receipts of integrity are unwielding. Oh, we got some more. Now we talking about Bailey Zappi. Zappi? So now you're equipped. They tell you about Bailey Zappi. we got something right here.
Imagine they try to play Bailey Zappi.
Oh, my.
There'll be a riot.
Second down and 20 as a result. Zappi passes in the air and intercepted by Smith. Tipped at the line, and Roquan Smith with another takeaway.
I literally think that they stopped that decision too, because it looked like Bailey Zappi was going to play. Yeah. And they was like, nah.
Yeah, at this point, you don't want to win games.
New England and everything that's in front of them.
Zappi broken up, intercepted. Fitzpatrick.
At this point, you want a high draft pick.
Zappi, 1st and 10. Parker in motion. Up the middle they go. Batted down, intercepted on the ricochet. It's picked off on the ricochet at the 20-yard line.
And Bailey Zappi probably does give them the best chance to win games, and that's not saying much.
Lowe is playing the position. The running back is Harris. 1st and 10, intercepted. Picked off by Douglas. Here he goes, weaving inside the 15.
But he's an experienced NFL quarterback. He probably gives them the best chance to win games.
Really a whole lot of good players, and then they got better players in, and they got outstanding on defense. This is going to be intercepted by the rookie Gordon.
Remember when I got yelled at for saying that?
Less than 40 seconds to go. Zappi with a fake snap. Fake spike. Pardon me. It's intercepted. Oh, boy.
I just saw Bailey Zappi throw pick sixes against the Baltimore Ravens in a Cleveland Browns jersey. I know he's trash.
Zappi looks to throw, and he threw a pick. Threw it right into the hands of Nate Wiggins, and the rookie walks in for an early pick six.
I know, but we got three guys. Can this be true? We got 3 guys that are trash.
Zappi fires, and it is picked off. The 3rd Giants interception, this time it's Xavier McKinney.
Doesn't one of them have to be the best? And if you use conventional wisdom.
Looks to throw. On the move, he's in trouble, and he throws an interception right into the hands of Willie Gay.
Who probably, forget developing for the future.
Zappi blitzes up. Picked off by Douglas. Breaking tackles. Got a block. Finds a gap.
Who, if you had to win against the Jets, and you can start any of the 3.
I think is the word, and when you're last in the league, that describes it. Zappi trying to change that. It's intercepted.
Who are you starting?
Shedeur Sanders.
For the win.
Shedeur Sanders.
Not to see if these...
No.
This is a game
Shedeur
for
Sanders.
your life.
Now it's Jets have 2. Zappi with a quick throw, and that's intercepted. It went right by a receiver, Tony Adams.
Oh, I'm starting Zappi right now.
I am too.
I'm not starting Zappi.
I said you've got one game to win for your life. You gonna put someone out there that you've never seen before?
Hey, listen, they put somebody out there I didn't see before in Dylan Gabriel.
Game for your life. Even after hearing Ross say what he said.
I saw what I saw.
Where?
I saw Dylan Gabriel throw the ball to a nobody in the corner.
I know, but I saw.
Here, beloved, we stand, and we have condolences out for Dustin Fox and Jay Crawford, for they put their lives in the hands of Bailey Zappi. One game to win, and they chose wrongly. Bailey Zappi threw 4 picks that game. It's a shame that they had to go down, brethren. But the good Lord forgiveth. But the good Lord also taketh away. Oh my God. I'm taking Zappi. What? Yo, you think there's a thing? You people don't think there's a thing called the internet? The internet is alive and well. Don't you understand that what you say can and will be used you with the receipts of integrity in a court of law? In a court of public opinion, we shall bring you back. They had the nerve to tell me my take was the worst ever when I said the Browns roster wasn't that bad compared to the Broncos. That's the worst take we've ever seen. Did you think that we didn't see this coming? Did you think y'all had a mic drop moment? Yeah, he'll never get out this. This the figure four leg line. He'll never get out of this. Look, one game for your life. What if we just had 3 trash quarterbacks and we got to pick the best or the worst? But yet still, you trying to tell me and impart your heart of hearts, you trying to explain to the people, the fans, the community, the Browns community, that you're interested in seeing Shedeur Sanders play? You're not. You've never been interested in seeing him play. Because every single time you get an opportunity to talk about him, you say 5th round pick. Every opportunity that you get a chance to say, okay, well, let's see what we has, you want to minimize the game. The problem is your boy Dillon Gabriel can't hold up his end of the bargain. The bargain was he was supposed to play just medium the whole season. He was supposed to play medium enough where we can just say we can't really take him out because the Browns are winning some games and he don't look that bad. But the problem is you guys didn't even know he was this bad. You didn't know he was this bad. And you're like, this is unattainable. So you meaning to tell me Shedeur's going to play over 9 games? This doesn't fit our narrative. And if he plays well, he has enough time to actually show that he has some skill set. The plan was supposed to be 3 games, fast forward, get to next year, take another guy. But now the plan ain't working out like you really wanted to. And now you can't even defend the play on the football field. So now, what are you going to next? I can't say Dillon is better. I can't say that Kevin Stefanski has any level of credibility to even judge that. I can't say that Dillon Gabriel has any upside to be the quarterback. And to be honest, I can't even really give you anything that points to the fact that I don't want him to play. You just imagine in my head, he would just be worse, trust me. Who the hell you think you is? No, I don't want to trust you. I'll trust myself. I trust my eyes. I trust what I see. And the fact that the longer and the longer and the longer you get away from that little Rams game that y'all use to demote, that you use to hate, that you use to knock people down, guess what's happening? That game is getting further and further and further away from people's memory. Like I told you it would. Pretty soon, it starts to be, man, we need to see Shedeur Sanders. It starts to be, we forgot about the Rams game, but I got 4 or 5 games where I see you getting sacked right now. It would be really worse. You sound crazy. See how to ask him? I asked Chris, so it's going to be 10 times worse? I didn't say 10 times worse. He has shortcomings. No. We know what shortcomings look like because we watch one with a guy starting a quarterback for us right now with a ton of them. The fact of the matter is this. Kevin Stefanski talked to all these folks. And let me tell you about being in the inner circle in the NFL. If you want to be in the NFL and keep getting assignments, it's a difference between the Wild Wild West on the internet and opinion guys and legacy media journalism. Legacy media journalism is pay to play. Pay to play. If you ain't playing ball, you're not getting no opportunities. You're not getting no scoops. Because here's the thing. They could choose anybody. They could put anybody on the sideline and report. They could put anybody in that booth. They could put anybody on NFL Network and it's football. They're still going to sell it. The only difference between you is not the talent level. It's what are you willing to write for us? What are you willing to bend backwards for? What are you willing to turn your bright eye? Albert Brill be going wild, bro. Now, they try to tell you that it wasn't the coaching staff saying that the players are ready. It wasn't the coaching staff that said that he wasn't ready. I think he's getting that from players. Absolutely false. You know why? Because I don't talk to no coaches. I only talk to players. Only. See, the thing about me is, turns out that people that are 18 to 25 listen to hip-hop music, like gym shoes, might like jewelry, watch rap videos, part of the culture. Turns out that they might identify with a person like me. They might actually think that we have a lot in common. And usually, generally speaking, those people who have like-minded commonness, things in common, they tend to reach out to you, right? That's why black people have the family reunion all the time. So when people say, oh, he got that from players, I ease on in like this. You sure you want to stand by that? Because I got crazy. I got screenshots. I got text messages. Will you want to get to that? By the way, my track record has been what? Sterling? I'm the one who told you, let him play Bailey Zappi. Let him. You see what they did? We ain't coming out here with that. But we're not going to let him off the hook. You say, dang, G. Bush, how many receipts you got? How many you got, my bro? How many you got? Thousands. Let's get to it. See, Stefanski never planned on paying Shedeur Sanders. If you listen to the way people are talking, that's marching orders. The marching orders that protect Stefanski, it's very obvious. It's painfully obvious. They done circled the wagons. But then again, if you watch the Barbershop, I done told you they was going to circle the wagons, didn't I? I said it's coming this week. The bye week is to circle the wagons. So Kevin Stefanski doubles down, says Dillon Gabriel's going to play. He's going to look at every other position but the quarterback position. And the reality of the situation is he's showing you in real time that he's willing to stake his career on this and have at it, because I'm willing to get you up out of here. By the way, there's a disconnect between what legacy media is telling you and that fan base, because that fan base, it done switched all the way up, like I told you they would. When you're a grown man and you spend half your time on Sundays, watching this garbage, it don't matter how many articles you write. People ain't trying to hear that. They seeing it with their own eyes. And that's why the NFL is the most narrative-based soap opera in the game. They came up with the term franchise quarterback. You know why? It was meant to put somebody on a pedestal. It was meant to make this person be a mythical character. It was meant to have people look and idolize these people. So when you say franchise quarterback, that means the franchise is in the direct image of who the quarterback is. And there are a lot of people that are uncomfortable with Shedeur Sanders, no matter how well he plays, being a representative of their organization. Why you think Kevin Stefanski is doubling and tripling down? Doubling, tripling down. Well, listen, I be on Acho all the time, because he be saying some stupid stuff sometimes. But he must have realized, hey, Acho, you need to get your mind together. I need to get my mind together. RG3 been on the ticket. Let's get to this. This is courtesy of my man, RG3.
Fans, let's go ahead and cut right to the chase. Kevin Stefanski is never going to give Shedeur Sanders an opportunity. He's not. And I think I understand the assignment now. You look at this game, and Kevin Stefanski is almost like the captain on the ship of the Titanic. He's going down with the ship. His way nobody else's way. Myles Garrett just set a franchise record with 5 sacks in a game, and they lost 32-13 because Kevin Stefanski is not what's doing in the best interest of the team. Now, why do I say that? Dillon Gabriel, I got nothing against the young man. I think he's a phenomenal college quarterback who has an opportunity to be a contributor in the NFL. But when your coach comes out and doesn't hold the starting quarterback accountable for not playing well, regardless of whether he is a young quarterback or not, doesn't watch the film and immediately comes out in the press conference and says, I'm going to stick with Dillon Gabriel after the bye week, knowing that Myles Garrett isn't throwing his helmet on the sideline because he was upset that he didn't get more sacks. Myles Garrett was upset that his 5 sacks didn't matter. That is a massive problem in the locker room. And when you look at a guy like Shedeur Sanders, every chance Kevin Stefanski has gotten to put him down, to not put him in a position to be successful, he's done it. Kevin Stefanski owes it to the locker room to give Shedeur Sanders an opportunity to compete, have a pathway to the field, no different than any other player. But what Kevin Stefanski is telling all of us straight to our faces is that Dillon Gabriel is his guy, and he will never start Shedeur Sanders unless Dillon Gabriel can't play. He might even play Bailey Zappi before he played Shedeur Sanders. He might go ask the Baltimore Ravens to trade back for Snoop Huntley before he plays Shedeur Sanders. He might even go ask the Bengals to trade Joe Flacco back so he can be the starter before he plays Shedeur Sanders. He might even go to the Raiders and get Kenny Pickett back before he plays Shedeur Sanders. The only way this Cleveland Browns team gets better this season or into next year is if Kevin Stefanski is not there. The only way Shedeur Sanders gets an opportunity in Cleveland to be the guy is if Kevin Stefanski gets fired.
Yes, we're weaving a tapestry here, boys and girls. If you're following along, I showed you how they're posing, how they're setting it up. Anybody but Shedeur. You go out there, you get your marching orders. The job is to circle the wagons, anybody but Shedeur. And I don't care, say Dillon Gabriel isn't playing that bad. Say he doesn't have enough time to get together. Say it's the offensive line. Say it's the receivers. Well, if that doesn't work, here's what you need to do. You say, okay, Dillon is bad, but Shedeur will be even worse. Even worse. Dillon keep playing bad, that ain't gonna work no more. Well, look, he's just not ready. Just trust us. Trust us, what we're saying. But RG3 makes a great point. Even though the tagline says Stefanski won't play him, I'm convinced Kevin Stefanski will never willingly play Shedeur Sanders, but willingly is the key answer. Because at some point, Jimmy Haslam is going to force his hand. You know why Jimmy Haslam is going to force his hand? Because the base is flipped. I ain't really want to get into this. The base is flipped. You see, the regular, anytime you need to win an election, right? And Kevin Stefanski is up for the re-election, right? He's up for re-election as the quote-unquote president of the Cleveland Browns. And anytime you want to win an election, you got to win certain buckets of people. Whether your base is liberal or conservative, you need to win your base handily by 80, 90%. And then you need to steal a few fringe people from the opposing group. You also need to get the independents. You also need to get the minorities. You also have to get fringe people on certain subjects. It's tried and true. You go back and chart any election. Pollsters always getting a lot of pollsters are getting it wrong because they don't understand how people think now. Y'all going back on what used to happen. That's why the polls be all messed up to the election. But what Kevin Stefanski in this case has to understand is his base is legacy media. But that's a shrinking demographic. It's a powerful demographic traditionally because they have the power of the pen, the power of the group. That's why it's traditional media has been so strict about who they let in, what the representation looks like, and the decorum of what you talk about. But as time has gone on, the legacy media has been stripped of the powers of the Black Panther, have been stripped away. You know why it's been stripped? Because there's little fools like me running around on the internet. Everybody, and now players wised up and figure ex-players. So hold on, I'm rich. I'm opinionated. I got all the connections with the other players. Why don't I just invest my own money and come up with my own podcast? Why don't I invest in my own money and bring my own guys on? We're the experts here. So now there's another demographic. So you got legacy media, you got the player empowerment media. Then you have independent media. Those are guys like me on the internet, moving around. That's the blogosphere, right? Then you have the fan base, and then you have the financial aspect. Kevin Stefanski, in terms of the media and the legacy media, he got that. But their power is diminished. He had, to a certain extent, the fan base. Because the propaganda that they put out was he's the two-time coach of the year. Who are we going to get? They play on your fears. They play on your fears that the others are coming. Hey, you're a Cleveland Brown fan, right? Your father had tickets here. Your great-grandfather was in the Muni lot. Are you going to come in and let these others come in here and just steal your fandom? They don't care about the Browns. They care about Shedeur Sanders. They're not part of us. They're not part of us. So when they say Shedeur should be playing, guys, just trust us because they want to come in and take over. Why you think there's so much pushback? A lot of stuff that these people say ain't got nothing to do with what's on the field. It has to do with them pushing back on a mythical idea that this cult is coming to take their beloved Cleveland Browns away. Not that somebody believes in a player that a lot of people had as a second round, number 2 overall pick. Not a dude who's won multiple awards in college. Not a dude that threw for 4,000 yards. Not a dude that been in pro-style office. Not a dude that can say played against multiple people, put multiple yards up with a bad team, with a bad offensive line, a couple people are receiver. Not a dude that people projected as a potential number 1, number 2 overall pick. Not that. It's looked at the lens of, I don't think he's a savior. They think he's a savior. Human nature is to push back when you feel somebody got something on you. Right? So Kevin Stefanski dying on this hill and trying to get reelected ain't going to work. Because as you see, all the other former players don't rock with him. All of them. Even the ones that played here. The independent media don't rock with you. You can't win them votes. And now the fan base is seeing you wasted a 3rd round pick on Dylan Gabriel, and instead of you acknowledging that and at least moving on, you done double down. So every week you come out here and play this same garbage, you continue to lose the fan base. And then what happens? What happens when you're polling? And what happens when you're running in the primary? And your numbers is looking like 14% in the vote. The committee tells you, hey, I need you to concede. I don't care if you raised a bunch of money. You need to concede because there's no possible way you can win. And at this point, Kevin Stefanski is about 1 week away from conceding because The fan base gonna see it. The media, that the players' media is already on him. You already know we already on his back. We already on him right now here. And eventually, what's the straw that breaks the camel's back is that the king up top, the one with the purse strings, the donors. That's Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam gonna come around and say, you know, Kev, more than anything, it just leaked that people supposed to pay $250,000 for some seats, regular seats in the new stadium, and I can't keep trotting you out here. I need at least some of these donors. A lot of these rich donors is not pulling up no more. We're gonna have to let you go because the people spoke. Kevin, by the way, we know good and well what you're thinking, because you continue to try people out here, courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. Watch how they push back. It's not about whether Dillon Gabriel's good. It's not about whether or not Kevin Stefanski puts people in the best position to do their thing. It's about he's saying that, well, I think that people are misguided because they're looking at him as a savior. So, because people believe that somebody's better than Dillon Gabriel, you got to push back because in your mind, you made up a savior. Nobody didn't say he was a savior. We just said he was better than the dudes you got out there right now that you're trying to convince us of that wasn't ever that good. Courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. Watch how people, again, legacy media, watch the tone.
If there's a chance playing Shedeur Sanders would make this offense look any better, or are the problems just bigger than the quarterback spot right now?
Yeah, I think the problems are bigger in the quarterback spot. And look, I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders couldn't come in there and be better. Maybe he could be, right? I mean, it's impossible for anybody to sit there and say whether it would or wouldn't be at least better. But, I would say that Sanders was the third string quarterback going into the season for a reason. Like, he, just like Gabriel, a rookie. And also, I think, look, it's a lot to pick up. It's a lot to take on. I know in the preseason there were a lot of national voices like, why is he only playing third-team reps? And why is he playing with these guys who are going to get cut? It's like, well, because he's a third-string quarterback. Like, they're not going to play starters with this guy in the third quarter of a preseason game. Like, that's insane. That's not going to happen. So I think realistically, look, does he get a shot this year? If you're Stefanski, you probably throw him in there at some point and say, let's see what the kid's got. But I think if you're a Browns fan expecting him to come in and just be the savior, it's a lot. There's a reason he went in the fifth round. There's a reason he's the third string quarterback. Like,
what reason is that? Can I get specific about this? What reason is that? Well, there's a reason. 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 What is it? You know what? Don't stop the party, G. Bush. You got some more receipts to give out.
If his name wasn't Shedeur Sanders and it was Johnny Smith, like, would you sit there and still have this clamoring to play him? Like, I don't know that you would. So,
you mean kind of like Arch Manning was the number 1 overall pick until you found out he was garbage?
I think you will play at some point, but I don't think he's all of a sudden going to just like turn around the whole thing.
Okay. Well, listen. We all first verse. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about this real quick.
After 17 seasons.
Let me show you something. Here's the problem I got with this trope and narrative. Don't play with me. This is courtesy of the NFL, by the way. It's not no independent media that put this out there. These are the people that represent the NFL. So they've already told you if the NFL put it out there, if the NFL has it out there, they said it, I didn't. They said it, I didn't. The pride I got is this. Y'all better stop acting like every single time that there was a quarterback in that position that happens to be black, that the trope is he don't know what's going on. can't read the playbook, can't get in and out of the huddle, don't know the plays. It's a lot to ask of him. He is confusing. Is he a leader? Well, let me just show you one of the greatest football quarterbacks of all freaking time. Do not play with me on this Saturday. This is a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to put a helmet on. And they told this man that he couldn't play. He wasn't no leader. He had to go through the USFL. This trope been going on since it's a tale as old as time. Song as old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast. Let's talk to him real quick. I know some people don't want to hear it. Hey, listen, it might be bye week. You can still catch that flight to Tahiti. It's still time to gas up the car and take the family away for the weekend so you don't have to see it. Don't you play with me today. Let's talk.
After 17 seasons in the National Football League, Warren Moon was enshrined into the NFL Hall of Fame.
A lot has been said about me as being the first African-American quarterback into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's a subject that I'm very uncomfortable about sometimes, only because I've always wanted to be judged as just a quarterback.
Moon's place in Canton was not earned without overcoming many obstacles and stereotypes that faced black quarterbacks during his era. For a time, Moon was trapped on the sidelines, unable to play the game he loved unless he moved to wide receiver. Moon moved to Canada before he would be switched, but Warren always stayed true to his conviction of playing quarterback in the NFL.
Not only did I have to deal with the fact that people didn't think I was good enough to play the position physically, but I also had to deal with the racial aspect of it too. So I had the double whammy going against me when I came out of college.
I don't want you to think I can play this position, because we done switched the brother to receiver.
One of the stereotypes against us is that we couldn't lead, that we couldn't think, that we couldn't, read defenses and throw the ball from the pocket.
Back goes Warren, looking, fires, touchdown!
I think I've been able to overcome those barriers and do things beyond what anybody ever thought I was capable of doing. And I've been productive everywhere I've ever played the game, everywhere I've ever strapped up my helmet. My versatility has also shown that there's a place for that type of quarterback in this game.
Every single time you move, let's move Warren Moon to receiver. But I'm guessing there were some people at the time who said, well, the Houston Oilers have to know best, right? Well, the Houston Oilers, they were saying he wasn't ready. They're telling us that. I don't give a damn what you think that somebody told you. You didn't like, you said Lamar Jackson was a receiver. You said Jalen Hurts was a tight end. So you can say whether or not a guy is good or not, but the one thing I'm always going to sit on and stand on the principle is, watch your mouth when you're talking about what people don't know and know what is going on and cognitive abilities. That's kind of borderline. Because we've been doing this stuff. That was from the NFL films. They put that package together. I didn't. So before you get in the comment section, talk about why does it always have to be about this? The NFL said it. I didn't. And obviously you trust them with everything, don't you? Huh? You trust all the other propaganda. You don't want to trust that? Okay. I get it. I get it. But for me, the fact that people are still trying to use the ability to see the game, the ability to pass and process to be a leader, when you use buzzwords and buzz phrases like get in and out of the huddle, he's a leader of men, He's the face of a franchise. He's the first one in, last one out. Does all the little things. Gets the ball out quick. He's a supercomputer. It's funny how none of those they seem to not apply to certain people. We seem to can't never get that type of, when I'm going to be known as the supercomputer. By the way, I tell it like it is all the time. I'll be funny and joking all the time. Ha, ha, ha. You can have all the stats you want. You ain't smarter than me in nothing. I got multiple degrees. Multiple. 2, 4, 5, 6, 10. And the way I put my stuff together, you can't even get on that level. That's the fact that y'all always think we got to be sitting up here talking and tap dancing and laughing and joking. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with folks. This is 2025. If you don't think somebody can play, you do your homework and you put the time, effort, and energy in. Because after I get off here, I'm going to go watch some college tape. I'm going to go watch some college tape while you off doing whatever you doing. I already told you your opinion is not the same as this one. Because I respect people that put the time, energy, and effort into it. Not the fact that you watch Ohio State Buckeyes and run around and say, oh, I trust this person who said this. They trusted Bernie Madoff too. Ooh. Y'all a little too trustworthy. Come on now. I know it ain't Sunday. I know it ain't Sunday. But I'm just letting y'all know what it is. Refute it. I ain't never heard the supercomputer narrative for a black quarterback. Still waiting to see it. Michael Vick was electric. Donovan McNabb was a magician. Doug Williams was the first. Warren Moon threw the prettiest football in the world. When I get to be the supercomputer, how many degrees I gotta have before I could be the TI 86.5? Huh? Or do that don't come to me? You know, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. I used to work in corporate America. And when we would sit in interviews, and I was the only male, the only African-American male in the building. And we would sit up there and we would look. And we would look and we would interview. And we interviewed in tandems. And after the interview, we had to decide which candidate would go to which team. I found it always funny that all people that was borderline, right? They always wanted my team. People that didn't have that much polish always wanted my team. Even though my department was the best department, my team was the most productive, and it was the job that most people came in asking for, those people went to different teams. And then once they were on other teams and realized, hey, I didn't sign up I interviewed for the job that he got. Why am I in this department? Huh? Well, we felt you were a better fit over here. After you get done, you go to HR and you hand in and say, I think this person's a good candidate. I have some reservations about this individual. I don't know if they really fit the culture. I'm worried about what happens down the line. These are real conversations. You know, I hated every part of corporate America. But you know what the best blessing in the world was? Is for me to work at a high enough level that I understood what the world was really like. That I understood what it was really like, what happens behind closed doors. And it changed the way I view the lens of everything. Because I learned even at corporate America, it ain't got nothing to do with merits. how you get promoted has nothing to do. If you ain't at the golf outings, if you're not going to the showers, if you're not hanging out and you know with the boss and the vice president and all that good stuff, you ain't going nowhere. It don't matter what your numbers look like. You can have the best numbers and metrics. Your team could be shining. I went in the office one time. I had the top 12 people in the entire department in terms of production. Top 12. I promoted the most people. You know what they told me? Well, I understand that, you know, you have these 12 and those are great, but we're concerned about these 3 over here. We're concerned about these 3 and whether you're holding them accountable. I said, they on FMLA. What you mean, hold them accountable? They're on sick leave. I found it funny. You learn a lot. That's why I always tell you, the game is to be sold, not to be told. And the price to buy is high. Changes your whole mindset on some stuff. I know it's a little early for some people, but the receipts is kicking. The receipts is kicking. We not playing around today. You said, G. Bush, he got some more? How? Do you sleep? How? I just saw you on the members only chat on Tuesday. I just saw you on Wednesday with the film breakdown. I saw you on Blake. How do you sleep? Nah, dog, we ain't playing around with y'all. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get off easy. Remember, all the tweets, all them tweets, all of them shows. Hey, Ronnie Datsix. At the end of the game is the game, always. The game is shout out to Avon Barksdale. The game is the game, always. And guess what? I want my corners. It ain't about your little business school. It's about in here. What a great show. Let's continue the anybody but Shedeur narrative. Weaving in it. This is cold, bro. This is, y'all don't even know. This is surgical today. Hit that like button if you're messing with your boy today. I get it. It's the bye week. You might be beat down a little bit today, but if you mess with your boy today, go ahead, hit the like button, because right now there ain't nobody wiggling out of this. You can't even get past this one right here. So we've already, in hindsight, let's go back and get him. Let's show him it realistically. The part nobody says out loud. I showed you multiple times how the marching orders are out in the community to the legacy media. Hey, he's not ready. He's not doing this. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, they never planned on playing him. Let's talk about why Kevin Stefanski's hand will be forced, and it has to be forced because he done doubled down on it. And the third, more insidious plan is to say, Dillon Gabriel's the guy, give us the best chance. You find out Dillon Gabriel ain't the guy and he's not good. Then you say Shedeur Sanders isn't ready and he might get a couple of games. But they really don't even want to give him a couple of days. But what they really want to do is this. They want Dillon Gabriel to play. They want Shedeur Sanders to have a couple of games or not even any games, so he can't prove that he's a franchise quarterback. And then they'll have carte blanche. They'll have a blank ticket, a blank slate to go and get in 2026 and draft one of the quarterbacks who already told you, I told you. There is no savior here, but every single week it's a new quarterback that people like. Some of them might be good. I'm not hating, but what I'm telling you is I think it's funny that they've been telling you about Klubnik, he wasn't no good. Then Sellers, he got to go back to his college. Then Garrett Nussmeier got his coach fired. Then March Manning was a disaster. Then they moved to the next set. Mateer's the guy. Until he wasn't. Now it's, we got the Mendoza, we got Ty Simpson. Okay. It's a new dime a dozen. It's every single year. Let me find some people. Anybody but Shedeur. It don't matter. We have to take one of these guys. They ain't even got the numbers he had. But then again, college don't count. only when it props Dillon Gabriel up. College don't count for Shedeur when he's accurate, but it counted when Dillon Gabriel was throwing the football. Playing for 2 different schools and 3 different schools is a plus for Dillon Gabriel. But Shedeur plays for 2 different schools. Now that don't count. That's a negative. Dillon Gabriel is the one who played in an offense who throws RPOs in a system where it's art browsing. It's no reading. No defense is one check and throw it in dump downs. Shedeur Sanders played in a pro-style offense. But all of a sudden, you take Shedeur Sanders' accolades and just body switch. He pulled a Captain Ginyu. He just pulled a Captain Ginyu body switch, bro. Body switch. By the way, have you ever wondered why Captain Ginyu, who worked for Frieza, why didn't he just body switch with Frieza? Now let's cook. I was on Sports for CLE. And I'm on there every week. Make sure you go check them out every Friday. I'm on Sports for CLE. And Daniel Jeremiah said something that I've been saying from Jump Street. I've been saying this from Jump Street. Is why is it that you could give an excuse as to why Kevin Stefanski does not have the infrastructure around him, or why you be giving him an excuse for Dillon Gabriel? Because we don't have receivers, we don't have offensive linemen, our roster is not that good, even though he's the one who helped create that roster and then coached it. Why all of a sudden are you going to tell me that, but you're advocating taking more picks, packaging them, and getting another quarterback who you are going to force to play? Notice this. They're not even basing it on merit. Whoever they draft, they're going to tell you he automatically starts. Automatically. It's disingenuous, people. If this don't tell you it's anybody but Shedeur, I don't know what's going to tell you. If they can't get to Bailey Zappi, we'll take a quarterback and we'll just throw him in. Not if he's good, not if he's has a skill set. And then they're going to have to use those said picks in order to draft a quarterback. So now you don't. Here we go.
Analyst Daniel Jeremiah, what he thinks Brown should do at quarterback moving forward.
I would say let's see how this plays out with the rest of this quarterback class. We'll see where they're picking. And then at that point in time, you're either laying the groundwork, more foundational pieces for when that quarterback comes. You've got a chance to build up that offensive line. You've got a chance to add some weapons. That would be kind of the place that I would go, is instead of reaching for a quarterback, I would try and lay more foundation there. And then maybe you take your shot on one of these reclamation projects, that are out there. I think I've told you this before, Rich, but maybe it's because I know him and I've been, close to him because Coach Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz brought him on board. But I haven't given up on Trey Lance, and maybe I'm on an island there. But that's a guy who
anybody but Shedeur. Anybody, it's Trey Lance now. Anybody. Trey Lance, Bailey Zappi, Snoop Huntley, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, anybody but Shedeur Sanders. They are okay with giving Dillon Gabriel all the opportunity. They're okay with going to find a dude that is a complete bust for another team. And you're saying Trey Lance? If this is not proof that you should stop listening to anything they say, you're never going to get it. Stop wasting your time, energy, and effort asking these people any questions. Don't ask them. Obviously, they're not well learned. Obviously, they don't follow the game. Obviously, what kind of noise is that? Trey Lance? Anybody will do. It is time to take the power away. And you have the power. I'm not clicking on none of your draft profiles. I'm not clicking on none of your interviews. I'm not clicking on, if you're going to spew this propaganda, if you're going to sit here and insult my intelligence like I didn't see Trey Lance be a bust and Brock Purdy take it, if you're going to insult my intelligence like it ain't the internet and you're going to keep saying something about Bailey Zappi and he's throwing, guess what? These little notes is not going to work. They're not. And half the reason that we do this and half the people get ruffled feathers is because technically I'm really not supposed to be doing this. This is frowned upon in the industry. Never, ever question somebody else's opinion. It's an opinion. I'm questioning it all day. And if you got a problem with me questioning your interview, you call my phone. You are not above reproach. I stand on every business that I'm saying. I stand on it. When I said, I think this is going to happen or this is going to happen, call me. Put me on. Feel free to take my quotes. I want you to screen record everything I say and play it back for me because I'm ready for it. See, I actually believe what I'm saying, and I don't get my marching orders from nobody.
He was picked up there for a reason. The only knock on him was he didn't play. He didn't play a lot, didn't have a lot of experience, and he was raw.
So the only knock on Trey Lance was he didn't play a lot and he was raw. But somehow the knock on Shedeur is even less. It's what some dude, what some clown said in a meeting room spreading rumors like 13-year-old girls in middle school. I heard he had a bad interview.
But he's big, he's athletic, he's got a huge arm, he's smart, he's high character. Like, you know, to me, and rather than reach for a quarterback you might like, not love, I'd rather continue to build up the foundation in this draft and then take a flyer on someone like that.
You just took 3 flyers. They think you stupid. They think you are dumb. They think you are dumber than a box of rocks. They think you are a fool. We just did this with Kenny Pickett 3 months ago. And you still talking about taking flyers on people you like personally. I'm telling you, what you need to do is take a flyer on a new coach. He is unfit to hold that clipboard. Unfit. You can come out here and trot all that stuff out. Well, gee, you seem to be a little emotional. I know that you don't know. I'm not emotional. You know what it's called? I'm rational. I understand, and I'm not stupid. You better try that with somebody else. You know I ain't trying to come kick it. You know where I stand.
So, G. Bush, we've talked about this. This is the problem why you can't say we'll get a quarterback next year. Again,
I've been on this show for 3 years, and every single thing that I've said has come to fruition. What did I tell you back in May about the quarterbacks in 26? The quarterbacks in 26. The quarterbacks in 26. Shoulders. Quarterback in 26. Quarterbacks in 26. The quarterbacks in 26. I told you, now all of a sudden people want to moonwalk. People want to get their Thriller on their Billie Jean. I ain't heard nobody on the show talk about that 26 class in a while on UCSS. Where you at? I can't hear you.
all the guys in college right now, no one looks like no one has stepped forward to say, hey, I'm a franchise guy. And
yeah, pick me.
Yeah, they're all kind of there.
And you know what's going to happen is you'll get three people in the scouting department that like one guy. The coaching staff and the quarterback coach, offensive coordinator like another guy. The general manager will like two other guys. The owner will have somebody who's flashy and say, "Oh, I like this guy, and I saw him play against Ohio State and he played well. Give me that guy." Then you're gonna have you'll have a lot of different people. Then you'll still have people that are in the building today say, "Well, listen, did you really give Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, or Runway, or hey, I like the Trey Lances of the world because that's the new hot thing because now everybody's a reclamation project. The problem that we have with this is twofold. One, the Cleveland Browns have not shown the acumen to be able to draft and pick players to surround said quarterback. And then the big one is the Browns still don't have a plan and they don't look like they're competent in even coming up with a game plan to put these players in the best position. And three, your quarterback competition and the way you got people to get ready to go tells me that you have no clue in what you're doing. Now think about this. We give everybody, we sit here every week, week after week, and we give a critique on the Cleveland Browns. And the first thing we say is our offensive line is old and they're not good. By the way, you don't even have anybody signed on the offensive line. None. There's nobody signed. The second thing that you're talking about is, hey, we're trying to give Malachi Corley extra touches, and Jerry Jeudy is on the milk box and the carton. We don't even know what he's doing right now, huh? And so now, where are we getting receivers? Last time I checked, to get really good offensive linemen or really good receivers, where are they usually drafted at? First round, top 15 players, right? So now what you want to do is you want to say, oh, well, we fumbled the bag. We didn't give Shedeur Sanders any reps. We wasted half our season on Kenny Pickett and then traded him before he ever played it down. Then we wasted our other half the reps on Joe Flacco and we traded him to the Bengals. So now we got two people who are deficient in reps. We're trying to evaluate them, but instead of going to get people to go around them to try to figure out what we're going to do, we're going to package. We're going to package high first-round picks to take some other quarterback that may be a bust or kind of good or maybe can be a serviceable fringe starter or another backup. And then we're going to put them in because guess what? We drafted them in the first round. And then we're going to say, well, how could we judge him? It's not Kevin's fault. We don't have any receivers or we don't have any linemen. What you think was going to happen? Don't it sound like Groundhog's Day? We do the same stuff and it's set up the same way. What difference are we? It's the same thing every single. It's the same thing. So yeah, you might want to draft a lineman. You might want to get a receiver because guess what? That's what you kind of have to do to have a decent offense.
Yeah, you got good rookies, but you don't have them at premium positions. You got premium positions that are lacking substantial. It's a passing league, and your three premium positions that go into passing, quarterback, left tackle, and wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
All barren.
Zeros.
Barren.
Fly.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yep. I'm with you.
That's the third prong. Find a quarterback in 26. Find a quarterback and whoever it is, it's the quarterback. We need to figure things out. And everybody says, well, I think there's a multitude of things happening here. I think there's a multitude of some things going on, and this is the reason why things are happening, G. Bush. And well, listen, the premise is that it's roster construction. And this is the last prong of the anybody but Shedeur narrative. And this is the most important if you stayed around to this point. If you've noticed all the way throughout the entire process, there's been this thought process that Kevin Stefanski has been handcuffed, that Kevin Stefanski is an individual who is not at fault. Kevin Stefanski has been dealt a bad hand of cards. Kevin Stefanski needs his quarterback, and Kevin Stefanski is the guy who, you know what, we can't move from him because we're going to evaluate. We've evaluated Dylan Gabriel. We still continue to evaluate Shedeur Sanders off one Rams game. We won't look at his tape. People won't even say they want to see him. But Kevin Stefanski is the true mole in this situation because he's been here 6-7 years. And his offense is one of the worst in the league. Notice, anytime you say something about Kevin Stefanski's offense, they pivot to the players. When you cut them off at the pass and say Kevin Stefanski has said, guess what? We picked the players together. Then you make another mental gymnastic and say, I don't believe that. It's intellectually dishonest at best, because you're telling me you don't believe that. You don't believe that Kevin Stefanski, when he tells you we pick players together multiple times on record, you don't believe that. But then you want everybody else to say, we also believe Kevin when he says that Shedeur Sanders isn't ready. You're talking out both sides of your face. You can't have it both ways. You're trying to protect Kevin, but at the same time, paint him out to be a victim and be powerless. But even when he says he has the power, you say, no, don't do that, Kevin. I got it for you. Let me stand and take the charge for you. It's intellectually dishonest, to be truthful, bro. And it's not, you think you're smart with it. But the bye week comes and the receipts of integrity don't care anything about that. Huh? Let's get to this. We're not letting him off the hook. In my mind, sit Shedeur right down on the sideline. Let him sit there. Because at this point, sometimes I ask myself, do I want Shedeur to play more or Kevin Stefanski to get up out of here? Let him sit there. Because I want Kevin to play his way and coach his way right out of town. Because just like RG3 said, the only way the Cleveland Browns are going to get better, the only way the Cleveland Browns are going to figure something out is if he is not on those sidelines. That's it. I don't even want Shedeur Sanders saving his job at this point no more. So y'all can take false credit for something. But don't take my word for it. Because what I always ask these legacy media people is, I'm watching the film. I'm watching the offense. I'm watching how offense is looking nasty. That's why we do film reviews. I see we got a couple new members. Pull up today. If you want to become a member, we watch film reviews on Wednesday. We bring people in. It ain't just me. I bring other people in to break this down. Me and Tyvus did a great, we cut that up. We showed you the highlights. It did 51,000. Shout out to you guys for watching that. But that's just the highlights, bro. That ain't even what we was doing. It's way more in depth with that. And us watching that film has brought us to the point where we understand that Kevin Stefanski is a liability. And that everything that we talk about is not a referendum on Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders. It's a referendum on Kevin Stefanski and the fact that they let this Ivy League dude skate around and get pass after pass after pass. But I ain't the only one seeing it.
Tenure here, what we heard, and
courtesy by the Dogs, the Cleveland Browns podcast. Shout out to Jake Burns. He's breaking it down, and well, you saw him again. Make sure you'll go check out this independent media. Make sure y'all go check that out. Let me take this down. I want you to get the full effect. Watch how he describes this offense. Watch how he describes the offense. Not emotion, not what you think about Kevin Stefanski's beard, not what you think that what hand he's been dealt, not what you think about in your head if Shedeur would be better or not, or if it's the receivers. Watch when we get down to the nitty-gritty. We don't play narratives and touch over something. Watch what he said about the offense, and I've been saying this for weeks, months, years. And he just now came around. I was the first to the party on the dance floor.
For the first few years of Kevin's tenure here, what we heard and what we believed and what we saw on the field was that his offense was, and I think you might have talked to us about this a couple years ago, kind of more designed to take the pressure off the quarterback, mask some of the quarterback's flaws, put him in a position to be successful with the way the offense functions around him. So
they don't get to that anymore, Josh. They don't get to it. They don't get to play action that matters.
That's what exactly.
There's very little opportunity for a quarterback to find easy answers.
Dom DeMarco, I told you. But then again, don't take my word for it. I'm just a little old Mac defensive tackle. There's no easy options. There's no quick fixes. It's unimaginative. And I'm glad he got animated with it because once again, we talking about tropes and narratives. Kevin wants to run his offense. He don't have an offense. When you watch that tape, you can't even tell what they're trying to accomplish. There's no rhyme or reason why people play. There's no rhyme or reason why the routes look like that. The spacing is bad. The creativity is terrible. It's just all around hot garbage. And yet we sit up here on these airwaves talking about whether it's Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders. Listen, I keep Dillon Gabriel over Kevin Stefanski. If you say, give me Dillon Gabriel, Kevin, bye, Kevin. Bye. And your golfing buddies can't save you. They can't. They don't get clout over here unless they buy a membership. Drop a bomb on this and bring it back.
You know, for the first few years of Kevin's tenure here, what we heard and what we believed and what we saw on the field was that his offense was, and I think you might have talked to us about this a couple of years ago, kind of more designed to take the pressure off the quarterback, mask some of the quarterback's flaws, put him in a position to be successful with the way the offense functions around him. So
they don't get to that anymore, Josh. They don't get to it. They don't get to play action that matters.
That's what exactly.
There's very little opportunity for a quarterback to find easy answers within what they're doing, because a lot of the West Coast staples that he likes to run are very common, and defenses feel very comfortable defending them. And he doesn't have a way to devise up quick answers that make the quarterback's life really easy. So like consistently, here and there they will, but not consistently. And the run game that build into your play action, their ability to make their run and pass reflect one another is moot. They don't get to that stuff. They don't get to bootlegs the way they used to. And for reasons I don't understand. I think it's a failure of Kevin's ability to take what he did in Minnesota for 18 months as the offensive coordinator and then apply it then to Cleveland, which he did. Kevin's ability to adapt from what he did in Minnesota with the Kubiak structure to what he did his first year and second year in Cleveland. And then the NFL has evolved. Yes. They all defend it now. Every team has seen a variation of it, heavy variations of it. Most teams have cycled through a coach who uses it. And if they haven't, they've at least seen it extensively in the NFL.
These receipts is devastating. They are devastating because what it shows is the difference between people who are watching the film in the game and people who are up there just talking. It's difference between people that understand that the concepts are dated, that defenses are all over it, but the people who aren't watching it, not putting the work in, they don't understand it. They think they could just surface level say it's the receivers. Yeah, tell me, you've been watching it. Tell me, you haven't been watching it. That's the part we can't miss. The part we cannot miss in this whole thing, you got to keep your eye on the ball. Do not be easily distracted by all of the eye candy and the tricks and mental gymnastics, because they're going to give you that. That's going to happen. It's been happening since the beginning of the time. They're going to make you feel like they're going to try to trigger you. They're going to try to get you, oh, yeah, I'm not going to play him. Kevin's really not going to play him. No. Be still, be calm, and just wait. It's the best thing in the world that has ever happened is the fact that Shedeur Sanders isn't playing at this point, because they can't hold on for long enough. I fully expect when Kevin Stefanski is stripped of his duties, they'll let Tommy Rees call the plays, because he's always looking for a scapegoat. He did the same thing last year with Ken Dorsey. When it looked like he didn't have Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston was the backup, instead of coaching Jameis Winston like he told him he would coach him, and that's why Jameis signed here, he folded and bounced. Here, give it to Ken Dorsey, so he could use Ken Dorsey as a scapegoat. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go out there. Keep showing us why. Keep showing us why. Keep showing us why. That Dillon Gabriel is your guy, that you said that why you believe in him. Keep showing us. And you could try to you could do backroom text all you want, bro. It ain't gonna help you out. It's not gonna help you out, bro. Because the play on the field will get unattainable. And I'm cool with it. All that scripted, nasty, stale playbook stuff. When I said it was high school, shout out to Jake. He said it in a more articulate way, but I just don't have no time for it sometimes. I get a little angry. I ain't got no time to be arguing back and forth with you about what you think, and I'm watching it, and I'm seeing it, and I'm breaking it down, and I'm putting hours of work in on this stuff, and I'm supposed to argue with you because you got in the pit. Stop. And let me bring this up because you say, G. Bush, I didn't think he was going to get to this. I didn't think he was going to get to this. Bring it back. Here's what everyone gets wrong about the Shedeurians. Here's what everybody gets wrong. I ran across this comment on Twitter. And for the most part, I feel bad for Dillon Gabriel. And the way I feel about it, because I always knew what the supercomputer was going to be the downfall. Because they divide and conquer. The second that they drafted Shedeur Sanders, they was going to make whoever ahead of them they was going to make him a myth. They was going to place all of these accolades on him, all of this stuff on him, just to juxtapose the difference between him and Shedeur Sanders. Everybody knows on a skill set, based on skill set, that Shedeur Sanders has always and always probably will be better than Dillon Gabriel. It's not been debatable. When you ask them who has more talent, nobody, even the guys that hate on Shedeur Sanders or don't think he's good and he ain't ready, nobody has ever, if you ask them point blank period, here's how you know they know the truth. They'll never say, yes, I believe straight up Dillon Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders. They'll say some variation of, well, I think, you got to give Dillon Gabriel a chance. And I think that Dillon Gabriel has some strong suits. And I believe that the Cleveland Browns feel that he's better than Shedeur Sanders. And I'm asking you, nobody will say that. But when they give you all that praise and they give you all these unfair accolades and they put all these attributes on you, and then you got to go live up to those attributes, all it's going to end up doing is it's going to make you look crazy. But the thing about the Shedeurians that everybody wants to get, and everybody want to give them a bad rap, oh, it's a cult, it's this, it's that, you're pandering. Listen, the only thing that they have asked for is what you offered. The only thing that they have ever asked for was a fair opportunity to be in a competition that you advertised. You put it out there. Your coach that you support, your front office that you will take a bullet for, that you'll stand in front of traffic for. They said this. They were the ones who said it was a competition. And then when they took you for face value, that you were honorable, that you were a man of your own word, that you would have some integrity about it, you pulled the bait and switch. And then they found out that it was nothing but a charade. Why would you not think people would not be up in arms when you sold them a false good, a bill of goods? You sold them. The only thing they asked for, they didn't ask for Shedeur Sanders to be the starter number one. They didn't ask for him to get more reps than Kenny Pickett. They didn't ask for him to be some sort of savior and to get some sort of unfair treatment. All they asked for was a fair opportunity to prove yourself. And you and Pat, the people in Cleveland, has been disingenuous at best when it comes to even embracing the idea. Ever since they said, oh, it's something in the interview or there's reason he fell. How is it that the dude is on your team and you are running around trying to figure out what some other op is telling you about a dude that's on your team? He's on your team now. Why is the media that covers this team looking to spread propaganda from the ops? Huh? Why can't you embrace? Where is the people? They got people going to interviews sitting with Joe Flacco. They got people in interviews going to sit with Kenny Pickett. They doing expose pieces with Dylan Gabriel. Why ain't y'all sitting with Shedeur Sanders? Why you don't want to go to Shedeur Sanders' house? You don't want a one-on-one interview? And when you get an interview, you disrespectful. Tell us about why your dad messed you up. Since day one, you have never embraced the fact that he was here. You do not want to see him play. And the funny thing about it is, for all that stuff that you put on these folks, you're the one sitting there with the unfair expectations and doing all the gymnastics. Because you know what they said when they said Dylan Gabriel was getting reps? Nobody was salty about that. Not one. They said, okay, Dylan got his reps, but can I get my reps? Okay, Flacco got some reps, but can Shedeur get some reps? Okay, Pickett is getting some run. Let's have it. Let's duke it out on the field. Let's see who the best man is. Let's see mano a mano, pass by pass, throw by throw, who the best man is. But you people, the people that wear the Cleveland Browns colors, the people that I sit here and watch this stuff with, you didn't want no parts of that. Every single turn it was he's a 5th round pick. Every single move it was he ain't worthy. He ain't this. He ain't. And he's still not getting no reps and still not playing. All they asked for is what you sold them on. So don't come up in here talking about like you smarter than somebody, trying to paint a picture where it's both sidesism. It ain't. One person was mentioned as a 1st round pick and got dropped to the 5th round by rumors and unsubstantiated conversations. He got pranked on that. He got pranked from another NFL's team's coach, and somehow they get his number. His dad had cancer. Told his dad not to even come up here because y'all be asking fraudulent questions. And you go try to paint it like they were just out of pocket and crazy, and they're looking for a savior. No, you looking for an enemy. You looking for an adversary, and you made it one. You said Dylan Gabriel is here, Shedeur is here. They're light years apart. And you want to act like somebody was asking for unfair treatment. The only thing in this life you can ask for is an opportunity to prove who you are and your talents and skills. But you've said multiple times you don't like that opportunity. You don't even want to give it to him now. Even if he's a backup quarter, I don't want to give it to him now. You don't want to see him play. So here's what we're going to do. We don't care what you say. I don't care to ask you questions because I know you're compromised. I know you don't know what you're talking about. And you don't care to know what you're talking about. Because unlike some people, there's a lot of people who will be tough to know. They don't even take this job that serious. But there's one thing that I do take seriously, is the fact that I will not sit by idly. I will not sit by idly and watch people move around me and throw salt in the game and act like it ain't, and call it a different thing. Jonathan Peterlin said it best. Jonathan Peterlin said it best. Why would you think that people who believed Shedeur Sanders should have went number 2 overall and has not played a meaningful football game since college, what would be the difference now? What new games did I see? What new games where he failed on the football field that had happened? He hasn't even played. What kind of, he has not touched the football field. But you make in your mind that it's going to be worse. I'm done asking you questions. I'm done asking permission. And I don't need your votes. It's one of the most dangerous things about this internet. I don't need your votes. I can win the election without that. I don't need your votes. I don't need to ask you. I don't need to ask you nothing. I done played. If I want to, I go. Let me. See, y'all guys don't. Y'all don't understand me. Y'all just think I'm funny and wear nice clothes. I'll pull up coordinators. Eric Washington. Yeah, he's defensive coordinator in this league. Josh McDaniels. I'll call him up right now. What's up, Josh? Let me holler at you real quick. Same high school Hall of Fame. Played under his dad. You want to talk offense? I could talk offense with the best of them. What do you want to know? I call up folks all the time. Don't get it twisted. You think you be thinking that you be thinking it. Oh, you think you got something. But I'm done asking. Done asking you. Why am I wasting my time asking you any questions? For what? So you could tell me what Kevin Stefanski told you to say in a text message? Oops, see, this is the problem, G. Bush. Why can't that nice? But I know this is Saturday. It's a little too early for this, but here's what I will say. What y'all got to understand is there's going to be a segment of the population that ain't ever going to like Shedeur. Stop auditioning for him. I'm not clicking on that. I ain't doing that. I ain't listening to that. Your troll effort don't work. Troll in silence. Troll in the dark. I ain't got no time for it, bro. Because I'm not going to be sitting here wasting my time talking to you about something and you disingenuous about the situation. You're going to say you ain't never seen a dude play, but somehow it's going to be 10 times worse. You done lost your mind. I'm sorry. Bye. Child, please. You might want to go get some of these other dudes. You might want to figure it out. You get that off over there. You get that off over there. By the way, this has been a PSA provided by the Receipts of Integrity. They may not like what you say. But guess what? Oh, they hit. Oh, they hit. Like, share, comment. You know what it is. Shout out to all my brethren in the industry. Hope you guys having a great weekend. We getting to the people. Power to the people. Let's get to the chat, man. Let's get to the super chats. By the way, we still working. We appreciate you. If you want to get in, we still working. Don't think we're going to drop some episodes tomorrow. Be ready here on the Barbershop. We're going to drop some content next week. We back at it. You know what I'm saying? Coming up. By the way, I'm working on getting some Colorado folks in here. Shout out to B. Watts. Shout out to Big Snacks. Some dudes out here doing some real nice content. I'm going to be reaching out to y'all. Reaching out. We're going to pull them on here too, man. Don't listen. You'll never know who you're going to see on here. That's what it's going to start to be like. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to start to be crazy. You're going to be pulling up like, oh, G. Bush collaborating with this dude. G. Bush talking to this dude. Oh, that's crazy. Don't worry. That's how it's supposed to be. Like that barbershop stuff, like we really about to be into our bag. So if you really want to be a part of it, I'm telling you right now, we got some people from all over the stratosphere coming. We gonna be talking to people, having them pull up, man. So make sure, hit that join button if you want to be part of it. Let's get to it. Dang, y'all cats be doing the most. Let's get to some of our super chats. Let me drink some coffee real quick. We appreciate you. 5,215 people in here right now on a bye week. That just shows, shout out to y'all. That is a big up to you, wherever you at. Wherever you at. The barbershop strong, bro. People say, G Bush, you be no. What makes the barbershop the best is that we got passionate folks that know they're gonna be heard. You know you're gonna be heard over here. You know it. That's a big part of what I wanted to do when I was at the radio station. When I was doing radio's content, I got the most calls. I did the most calls. I gave them the most time to talk. Because the barbershop, what's good about the barbershop is, even if you disagree with me, how many people, hey, you can't, hey, I don't care who in the chat, you can't point to me one person that I said I done blocked and kicked out. Where they at? I don't block people on Twitter. I don't block people, period. You can't say if you disagree with me over here, I block people. Nah, we got the biggest platform in terms of giving people a voice. That's what we do over here. And you don't got to agree with me all the time. Formulate your opinion and bring the receipts like I bring them. And that's what we respect. Men lie, women lie, the receipts don't. Mr. Miami, McNuggets keep talking about the record views. Hope he know we are there for you. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that pull up to all my platforms, bro. All of them, man. I appreciate y'all letting me talk spicy. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. You can't even get to where I'm at right now. See, right now I feel comfortable. And what I mean, not comfortable, like I'm just comfortable just doing whatever I want to. Like, I really feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in any profession, people always say, be you. Be who you are unapologetically, but understand that there comes with a level of power and responsibility. And if I didn't have people that mess with me, if I didn't have people that resonate with me, and let me just show y'all something right now. You know, the biggest, and I'm going to get to you, I'm telling y'all, the biggest reason this is so humbling. I read a comment on Ultimate Browns, and shout out to whoever said this. I didn't memorize the names, but I got emotional because I saw the comments, and I read all the comments, bro. Like, I try to get to a lot of them, but I do a lot of shows, and I try to comment back and forth with people. It's just me, and I can't get to all of them. But one of the things that really hit me to my heart was I was talking about the last Ultimate Browns, and people say, you know what? I'm a Shedeur fan, right? And I don't even know nothing about the Cleveland Browns. But I came across his channel, and I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I watch every single day. You know how crazy that is? You know how humbling that is? After he put that comment, it was, I know, bro, crazy. I'm a Cowboys fan. I watch every day. You know, I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm a Steelers and Ravens fan, but I watch this dude every single day. I'm a Cowboys. I'm a Patriots. I'm a Chiefs. To have, and knowing how crazy loyal people are to their fan base and not even know nothing about the Cleveland Browns, for them to watch on all three of them platforms, and I'm sitting here talking about Browns content, that is a blessing for somebody to say that. So for me, I ain't never going, you know, there's a part of you sometimes where somebody say, when you get too popular for people, all of a sudden it's now, oh, you pandering, you doing, listen, I don't care. If it's 5 people for every 1,000 that say, you know what, I rock with you unconditionally, I'll take them 1,000. I don't care if it make you uncomfortable, okay. But the fact that it's a blessing that y'all pull up, and y'all don't even watch the Browns, it's humbling. It's a blessing, and I truly appreciate y'all, because in general, I'm just here to speak my truth, and a lot of what I do is based in analogy and real talk and real life. And I try to give you real life sports, music, and culture over here. And so when I put that tagline together, I really be standing behind that. It is about sports, music, and culture. And just because you don't like hip hop music, or you don't like this, or you don't understand the culture, I'm going to speak the culture. This is who I am. This is what we do. And it's okay to be different. If that it makes you uncomfortable, then so be it. But I appreciate y'all, and I know and understand that you know, the best part of your platform is the community sense. And I appreciate y'all being part of this community. Brett Watson, just putting my early ties in. Keep preaching, Mr. Bush. I appreciate you as well. Miss Bell, G. Bush, the only reason to sign into UCSS. I appreciate you all, man. Appreciate you. Thing about UCSS is, I always say this too. I ain't crazy. I love my co-hosts, because if I think about it, if everybody agreed with me, I couldn't have no receipts. If we agree, my receipts wouldn't be the same. But since they so passionate on the opposite end of the spectrum about certain things, my receipts hit different. Boy, them receipts be hitting. Woo! Slick as butter. I'm really getting fed up with the Browns. Stefanski said it's a quarterback challenge. Stefanski said he wants these rookie quarterbacks to seize, make it make sense. Because he went into that. He wasn't none of that smoke. He wasn't even into that. That wasn't even what he was talking about. He had never had no intentions of playing Shedeur Sanders. I seen that firsthand. Everything, he won't even say the dude's name, bro. Which is weird. Like, why are you acting like he ain't on your team, bro? They act like he is a secret spy agent or something. It's crazy to me, man. Operation Collusion. The Browns were forced to draft Shedeur and then directed to not develop him, not play him. The humiliation of Shedeur. You know what the crazy thing is, that squad? You can't stop guys playing. For all that they didn't give him, he's one play away. Let that sink in. For all that they did not give him, we are here at a point where he stands to play the most games in the 2025 season, even when he started the year as fourth string. Timing, how it's playing. And when you get your opportunity, capitalize. Pete Rothstein, why wouldn't we have confidence that Swagger's a problem? And why is the media so against him? They better not let him play if they want to keep their jobs. The hate is diabolical, G. Let me tell you something, man. There's a lot of elitism that goes on. And elitism, when they talk about elitism, is the fact that they want to keep the power structure in tow. And the power structure has always worked and moved through what position, boys and girls? The quarterback. It's the most high-profile position in the world. Understand, the reason I come on here and give y'all this math is because that's the reason they tell you, when I got in here 10 years, 15, don't talk politics. And it wasn't the fact that politics is divisive. It's that politics, and you look at the life through a lens of the political sphere. You can then decode and start understanding what's going on the ground level. You can start to decode what happens in the meeting rooms and the boardrooms in corporate America. You can start to understand the financial institutions and the banking. You can start to understand the power structure in the country. And that power structure is no different from having those same billionaires that own the 32 most profitable organizations in the universe. They print money. So why would you want a young, unapologetic, swaggy rapper, young black man that's going to march to his own drum? Under no circumstances. Being a franchise quarterback is almost being bigger than a politician. At least you can vote the politician out of office. But if it's a franchise quarterback, everybody got to shut up. There's nothing you can do about it. He can't get no traffic tickets. Look, if you're a franchise quarterback, you become just insulated to everything. That position is bigger than throwing a football. It's the representation. It's what it stands for. It's the pedestal. It's the platform. And when you got a person who already has a media company that can shape his own narrative, that your narrative does not count, if Shedeur Sanders is good, he relegates all media useless. The house of cards are done. Why would he need to talk to you when he can just stream himself? Why would he ever do an interview with you when he could go in and interview his teammates? You just saw Devin Bush. You saw Shedeur streaming with Devin Bush. He got his own media company. He's already independently wealthy. He already has a national fan base. And by the way, if he is good, the Browns fan base switch and flips overnight. There's too many of them. It's an army. Just like when you were watching Game of Thrones. The Seven Kingdoms was running around here fighting each other. The Lannisters, the Baratheons, the Targaryens, the Starks, Roose Bolton. They run around here arguing and fighting with one another. But when them White Walkers woke up, assembled, all that petty arguing got to cease. When the Night King pulled up, winter's coming. All that had to go to the wayside. I don't care what you got. You better get dragons ready, the Unsullied. You better have 30,000. Everybody got to unite because that army is too big. So what you seeing is not a thing. I'm cooking right now. Ain't nobody said this. If you legacy media, we can't let that power structure happen. That flip is crazy. Because now you're rendered useless. He created his own narrative. First of its kind. It's always a threat to the status quo. Always understand it's always deeper than that. I'm cooking. It's okay. You ain't got to say it. I just know. I just understand. I get it. Trey Mac, excuse me. I had to pay my little coin. Boy, these receipts is nasty work. I don't understand why they keep saving his sorry. You know what? For all those that came around a little later, right? For all those that came around a little later, I got to drop this again so y'all get it.
As we do this week and during the bye week, you watch all these plays together and you're kicking yourself because it's one thing here and then it's one thing there where it's just stopping you from hitting those shots. They're there. They will continue to be there. But we have to do our job. Again, it's not a player thing. It's an all of us thing. We have to do our job in terms of making sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be, and then we can start to hit these shots.
He's certainly shown great ability to go through progression. Decisions. He made a not smart decision in the game against Philly, but he learned from it immediately, and I don't think you'll ever see him do that again.
Gabriel going deep between two Patriots, and it's intercepted. Jalen Hawkins came down with it. He tracked it all the way to the turf. What a grab.
So all of that, I think, is really positive. He's shown an ability to move and throw on the run. Again, he gets the ball out really, really, really quick. All of those things matter.
And as you roll out, Dylan, you're looking at it right here. He's looking at it. His helmet tells me he sees him. What are we doing? He's still open. Still open. Still open. What are we doing? He's looked at it. He's had to see him. We run for 4 yards instead of giving him the football right here and probably making a move and getting into the end zone. And if not, it's at least a 9-10 yard gain.
My point is this, is that 80+% of the league believes that a first-round talent is the guy that needs to start on night one. And that's what I believe as well. I just do. Now, it doesn't mean that Shedeur should not get a shot. Yes, but are there shortcomings in his game that, right, like if he were to get out here this weekend, guys, it would not be pretty. I mean, he would probably get sacked double-digit times.
On the premise that Shedeur Sanders would be visibly 10 times worse and get sacked 12
times. I
times.
It would be 10 times worse. I said that he has shortcomings. One of his shortcomings is, if you study when guys come out of college, if they get sacked a lot, they get sacked in the NFL.
I think if something happened to Gabriel and you put Shedeur in, it could be ugly.
Calls for a 23-yard sack. There, you know, like, and there are numbers out there that show there was a lot of time to throw.
My brother, when you're outside the pocket and you got your eyes on it, you need to be able to rip this throw to him toward the sideline right now. Right now. It's got to be thrown. Why are we setting our feet and then throwing off of our back foot? And like, it's an absolute lame duck.
Yes, things are not necessarily going the way that you want. Your margin of error has really shrunk, but your defense is supposed to be lights out. So do more.
Yeah,
do more.
And seal the deal.
Like, do your job and do your job better.
I hate when the media does this. I'm sorry. I absolutely hate it. Oh, fans just want their pound of flesh.
I mean, that's why I felt like, look, you can look, and they should have been able, yes, the Browns should have been able to run their 4-minute offense.
They've won 5 games in the last 2 years.
Also,
and a league built on parity. This is not normal. Don't normalize this crap.
Yes, you wish that they could have gotten a first down. Yes.
Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl and was out of a job within a few years.
Yeah.
Part of this is you have to acknowledge and recognize that the guy's not going to step in and be Tom Brady year 16.
I cannot normalize this. Cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to get comfortable with it. I'm not going to get to a point where it's like, well, this is all part of the plan.
So then you need your defense to seal the deal.
And if you want to say Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he's played that bad. I think you're wrong, but you can say that.
A seasoned quarterback, a good offense is able to close out the game right there. Well, that's not what you have right now, okay? You have a rookie quarterback making his first ever start overseas. Part of this is learning.
But you cannot look at this and go, well, this is how it was supposed to go. Or if they simply get a win or two more than 3 win Wilson suggested, suddenly the losses and how they look don't matter. You can't.
That segment was courtesy of the Receipts of Integrity. Ross had me heated the other day. I was on the other side like, boy, he lucky he ain't part of this show. His long scream face. I mean, he said it. I did. I'm just showing you. I mean, it's funny how you can imagine that Shedeur will be worse when you can see it in real time that somebody else is actually playing poorly, but you refuse to talk about it. A guy named John Maxwell defines leadership and teamwork. Browns and Stefanski failed many of those laws, particularly solid ground, addition, and empowerment. If you read what those are it will crystallize why the Browns are and will remain a bad football team. Another Skywalker, thank you so much for the generous super chat. And I've always said that Kevin Stefanski shows no empowerment. He shows no ability to gain any buy-in from the people. Usually when people are feel like they're empowered, they have a level of buy-in, they have skin in the game, that they want to go out there and work harder because they feel that they have an option and they have a part of their being is being acknowledged, and we are all together working towards a common good, and they are heard. Kevin Stefanski don't do that. He only cares about is his offense. My offense. And it's not that good to start with. At all. Joseph Johnson. Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns would rather die in their ways than live in the truth. G. Bush continues to operate in truth. I appreciate you, Joseph. Truth. Truth is something you're going to have to deal with. Or is that grown man bars? Leon King Jones, 2685. Thank you so much. Oh, the things Mary Kay and Tony were saying about Shedeur pre-draft was wild. Mary Kay said she would take him at number 2. Here's what happens. Understand this. Legacy media, they got to toe a certain line. They got to go see them folks every day. They're the one that got to talk to Kevin Stefanski and try to get leads. They're the ones that need to have access. They're the ones who are working hand to hand. Those individuals are most like the organization. They take what the organization gives them and they disseminate that to you. So when they say Shedeur isn't ready, where are they getting that from? It ain't coming from the players. It's coming from the front office of the organization. And the fact I got in an argument with Jay and he's talking about, well, no, Jay, you know good and well, stop. I had to tell him, hey, come on, Jay, you know that. Come on, stop. You know good and well. People got sources. General managers got some. They talk to media off the record. Stop it. You're gonna make it believe that every single one of these people that are in a national sort of media type issue, you think that those individuals are all saying the same reason, same things, the same exact words, the same exact phrases? I mean, it's down to a T. Come on, man. Come on, man. Quit it. Sapper Daddy. Man, Dustin was sick as you know what when Sean King was telling him that Shedeur is better than at every level, even today he's still better. Oh, man, you know what's the crazy, you funny, man. You know what the crazy thing about receipts, man. You know what the crazy thing about receipts is?
Maybe Shedeur is better than Dylan Gabriel. We'll find out at some point.
Maybe.
I'm guessing.
Not maybe, Dustin. Little League, high school,
okay. Say whatever you want.
Early college, middle college, late college, right here, October 27th of 2025. Shedeur Sanders is better than Dylan Gabriel.
Okay.
Listen, this is how you know. This is how you know you gotta keep the receipts on deck. G. Bush, take these 3 first-round picks. I appreciate you. Jay Crawford said that he not ready. Is he coming for the players, backstabbing players if they didn't say it to his face? That ain't coming from them, Stony QT. Stop that. That was a spin. Ain't no players told him he ain't ready. You know how many players done told me? High-ranking players, not regulars. You do the math. High-ranking. Man, we've been trying to see Shedeur play. We thought Shedeur should have been playing more in training camp. Stop that. The players said it. That angle doesn't work. I'll be sitting there like this. You sure about that? You want to keep saying that? You sure? Let me see my phone real quick. Let me get my phone. Miss Bell, Kevin Stefanski loves Dylan Gabriel and letting him get demolished and expect us to believe that he cares about Shedeur. I'm not a Cleveland fan. Don't need 6 years to call BS. Hey, now you see what we've been going through. Sapper Daddy, look at the nasty work. How can this dude be better than Shedeur? Why does my team do this dishonest stuff like this and the media is in bed with him too? Hey, boy, it's the nastiest work. is crazy, ain't it? I mean, for y'all all that don't know, they even trying to tell us that Bailey Zappi is the guy. How many guys that you done seen sit up there and say, I think Kevin wants to play Bailey Zappi? Like, we don't got the internet. Like, we don't know Bailey Zappi is trash. Like, we don't understand none of this.
Imagine they try to play Bailey Zappi.
Oh, my.
There'll be a riot.
2nd down and 20 as a result. Zappi passes in the air and intercepted by Smith. Tipped at the line, and Roquan Smith with another takeaway.
I literally think that they stopped that decision too, because it looked like Bailey Zappi was going to play.
Yeah.
And they was like, nah.
Yeah, at this point, you don't want to win games.
New England and everything that's in front of them.
Zappi broken up, intercepted. Fitzpatrick.
At this point, you want a high draft pick.
Zappi, 1st and 10. Parker in motion. Up the middle to go. Batted down, intercepted on the ricochet. It's picked up on the ricochet at the 20-yard line.
And Bailey Zappi probably does give them the best chance to win games, and that's not saying much.
Lowe is playing the position. The running back is Harris. 1st and 10, intercepted. Picked up by Douglas. Here he goes, weaving inside the 15.
But he's an experienced NFL quarterback. He probably gives them the best chance to win games.
Really a whole lot of good players, and then they got better players in, and they got outstanding on defense. This is going to be intercepted by the rookie Gordon.
Remember when I got yelled at for saying that?
Less than 40 seconds to go. Zappi with a fake snap, fake spike. Pardon me, it's intercepted. Oh, boy.
I just saw Bailey Zappi throw pick sixes against the Baltimore Ravens in a Cleveland Browns jersey. I know he's trash.
Zappi looks throw, and he threw a pick. Threw it right into the hands of Nate Wiggins, and the rookie walks in for an early pick six.
I know, but we got three guys. Can this be true? We got 3 guys that are trash.
Zappi fires, and it is picked off. The 3rd Giants interception. This time it's Xavier McKinney.
Doesn't one of them have to be the best? And if you use conventional wisdom.
Looks to throw. On the move, he's in trouble, and he throws an interception right into the hands of Willie Gay.
Who probably, forget developing for the future.
Zappi blitzes on. Picked off by Douglas. Breaking tackles. Got a block. Fangs again.
Who, if you had to win against the Jets, and you can start any of the 3.
I think is the word, and when you're last in the league, that describes it. Zappi trying to change that. It's intercepted.
Who are you starting?
Shedeur Sanders.
For the win.
Shedeur Sanders.
Not to see if these...
No.
This is a game
Shedeur
for your life.
Now it's Jets have 2. Zappi with a quick throw, and that's intercepted. It went right by a receiver, Tony Adams.
Oh, I'm starting Zappi right now.
I am too.
I'm not starting
Zappi. I said you've got one game to win for your life. You gonna put someone out there that you've never seen before?
Hey, listen, they put somebody out there I didn't see before in Dylan Gabriel.
Game for your life. Even after hearing Ross say what he said.
I saw what I saw.
Where?
I saw Dylan Gabriel throw the ball to a nobody in the corner.
I know, but I saw.
Man, looks like I may have been off base a little bit. I didn't know. Maybe I didn't think my guys knew there was an internet. We do watch football. We do know. Yeah, boy. Became a member today. We appreciate you, guy. Alejandro Sosa. G. Bush, this is great work. Surgical. I appreciate you. 12 not ready, but DG was. 12 gets sacked, but DG sacked and picked. Well, 12 doesn't know the plays. DG threw the ball to nobody in the end zone and got a safety. What play call was that? I told you. People be like, yo, G. Bush, man, they be saying this. Hey, listen, you don't have to ever tell me in the text message. You should be telling them this. No. We got it. It just in all due time. In all due time. Ronnie the Sticks, we thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Chantel, if Dylan losing to the Jets, do you think Jimmy will pull the plug and demand short play? Because Lamar will eat Dylan's lunch at home in the stadium. Chantel, thank you so much. Here's what I'm going to say about this, Chantel. If Dylan Gabriel plays poorly against the Jets, I think it's that's out. He's gonna be stripped of them powers. Because what you're telling me is that you had 2 weeks to prepare him. You could bring him over for dinner, go over all the plays. You guys can watch, get in your DVR together, watch Grey's Anatomy, reruns of House, or whatever you're going to do, The Office, and you guys can get together and have the best game plan in the world. But if you got 2 weeks in a bye week, you can't get none of this off. The powers of the Black Panther has now been stripped away. Exactly. That's why I got popcorn. I'm just chilling. I'm just reminding y'all what y'all said. Now, by the way, don't get mad at little me. I was there when you said all the stuff. And by the way, I rebutted in real time. I ain't sit here and say, no, hold on now. I rebutted in real time. So you got to accept the receipts of integrity. Flacco said he didn't know all the plays when he came to Cincy for the rest of the Steelers. Better receivers helped, but he called audibles all game and adjusted the protection. Something Dylan Gabriel can't do, but what do I know? Wrist up. By the way, I keep receipts on deck. I even keep receipts. This is why y'all not going to mess. Y'all can't mess with your boy. You can't mess with me. It's too surgical, man. It's too crazy. Because we cook in real time. They told you also this. You messing with G. Bush. I got too much time on my hand. This is the Bearded Brown Show. So as bad as Flacco was for 4 weeks, with nearly all of the fan base saying bench him and move, and it can't get any worse, well, here we are. This is another thing why people don't tell me, do not. So let me get this straight. Everybody in the media was okay with them moving on for Joe Flacco because they said he was washed. Then he is now thrown for 700 some odd yards and all these touchdowns and threw for 350 10 days later. Because why? You said Dylan Gabriel gave you the best chance to win. Well, unequivocally, that's false. Dylan Gabriel has not played one game better than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco had a medium sauce game against his Bengals, 73.1 offensive grade. His passer grade was 73.2. Dylan Gabriel has not touched the 70s once. Not only has he not touched the 70s once, Dylan Gabriel has regressed in every single game. 63% grade for his offense in the game against Minnesota. He came back and with another 51.1. Then he dropped down to 47.6. He's at 33.7 grade as we speak. So even their talking points don't even hit. Because you were okay with benching Flacco and trading him, but now you want us to don't rush the judgment. Give him some time. He'll never throw the ball like that. Stop. Can somebody tell me where I'm lying at? Where did the emotional knee jerk come from? You tell me where I'm being unfair. Where I'm being unfair at. I want to know. Let me know where I'm unfair at. Let's keep pushing. Where I'm being unfair at when I say Kevin Stefanski ain't been doing nothing for years. What's the difference between what he was doing this year and last year? Nothing. Points per game. Still 15. Yards per game. You even got worse in yards per game. You was at least at 300 in 2024. Now you're down to 263. Yards per play. You was at 4.6. You had 4.1. You fell off there too and you're last in the league. EPA. Tied for 31st this year. It's the same as last year. Success rate, still last in the league. What's the difference? The quarterbacks during that time span, DTR, Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel. What's different? There is no different. The common denominator is Kevin Stefanski. I got print receipts too. Y'all better stop playing. I'll be having way too much time on the bye week. Stop playing with me. He just plays videos and he chops them up. I mean, he taking everything out of context. Out of context, them numbers. Who was he talking about? 3 trash quarterbacks. I know Dylan's trash, and Zappy is the other one. How is Shedeur trash if we haven't seen him play since August? So calling him trash can't be. They refuse to put in Shedeur Sanders. They don't want to see him play. It don't matter what excuse they come. They do not want to see him play. Where can you point to? Except for the backhanded comments. Well, I mean, I'm sure at some point in time he's going to get in the game, guys. Just pipe down. Ryan 314. I'm a Chiefs fan, and Zappy couldn't beat our practice squad quarterback out in the preseason. And Zappy has been a starter. He's pure cheeks. But you want to say, guys, you're not going to be able to get that off. You can't get that off. You thought, see, the thing is, you can fast talk me, but when I got time to prepare, it's over. It's over. I got time to prepare. It's done. You fast talk all you want. Them hypotheticals be having y'all looking wild. You just said for your life you would play Bailey Zappi. That says a lot. For your life? First of all, I don't even play with my life. I don't even play with that. I don't even play with that conversation. I don't play with none of that. If you had to do this for your, nah, bro, I'm cool on that. I don't like them steaks. Can't do it. But the fact that you said Bailey's, come on, man. You had to be trolling. You had to. You do know this footage was available, right? Cool breeze. So I'm just got to ask the question that I know I'm not supposed to ask. Is this racism? Could this be in anybody but a confident young black guy thing? Support for Dylan and Bailey isn't making sense. This is what I call a situation where when you got people who don't identify with you. This is why I always talk about, when I say sports, music, and culture, I don't say racism, music, and culture, or racism, sports, and music. Here's what I talk about: culture. When I used to interview people, and I always go back to this, there are times where I would be a person that stood up for a person that didn't necessarily fit what their ideal of the position was. I would say I like the person based on what I think they can do, based on what I think I could get the most out of, based on if they have the base skill set. I can teach you the rest of the stuff. Are you hardworking? When you come to work, do you have a willingness to get better, or do you want to be somebody in this world, right? I would take a look at that. Some people will say, well, this person doesn't necessarily have the right look. They aren't wearing a button up. They don't use buzzwords. They might not be coming from a background that I'm familiar with. And sometimes, and it happens a lot, is where you take a person, and that's why you should be able to be open to different other cultures. Sometimes people you can't relate to somebody who's 18 to 25 who likes jewelry and listens to rap music. Like, you have to be out of your comfort zone to understand that. And a coach and a quarterback work hand in hand. They work in tandem. Dylan Gabriel is it's just like Kevin Stefanski. He's more analytic. He's not going to say much. He's going to stick to the script. He plays the style of football and brand that he likes. So yes, he's going to be more creative with them because he's more of an extension of who they are. But I always argue that unless you are uncomfortable in life, you will never succeed. You got to be uncomfortable. You're supposed to put yourself in uncomfortable positions because success does not come in comfort. Success comes through hard work, painstakingly, and being vulnerable and saying that, yeah, I'm going to be vulnerable, but I understand that it's going to add something to it. He has to build a relationship with Shedeur Sanders. And sometimes coaches don't want to build a relationship. They just want the results. But when you are a coach or a leader, it is important that a person not only understands that you care about them, that you are invested in their long-term future, and that you are going to partner with them and work to a common goal. You will never get the most out of those individuals. And when you have an analytics front office, they view people as numbers on spreadsheets, not real people who are motivated and have feelings, emotions, and need to be treated as such. So when I ask you ask a question about racism, now I think it's about philosophy, because the Cleveland Browns went out and got Deshaun Watson and traded the heaven and earth for him. It didn't work. I think that didn't work more on the level of he didn't culturally fit with Kevin Stefanski there either. Why do you think they changed the offense? Why do you think he gave up play calling? It's more about the identity and who you are as an individual and the leadership capabilities. Devin the Dude, hey G Bush, another note. How do you feel that your show is getting more views and interaction than ESPN shows with all their resources? I really don't think about it in terms of that. I'll give you an example. When I started this barbershop, God told me, hey, it's time to make a move. And I left my regular show, the Barbershop 92.3 The Fan. And it took a lot for me to do that, but God had already been working on my heart. He had already been talking to me about it. And sometimes it's about being obedient. And the one thing that I understand is nothing that I do is because of me. Nothing that I have or the people that come. God sends you and he adds the increase to everything. So my content hasn't switched. It hasn't changed. Obviously, I try to evolve and get better and put the work in, but it is truly God that adds the increase. So, I just try to come on and say what I say. And as long as I feel like the show went well and I got the point across that I wanted to get across, if it was 5 people in here, I would still feel good about it, because at one point in time, I was doing these shows and there wasn't that many people in here. I've been doing this for 14 years, right? So for me, I look at it as an opportunity to have a voice and to expand. Whatever God brings, that's what he's gonna bring. And so I'm thankful for those individuals that do come over here, and I'm thankful for everyone. But here's the thing. I want everybody to prosper. I would like everybody to win. It's a big planet. That's why you never see me talking about and talking down to anybody in terms of everybody that I talk about on here. I got their phone number. They got my phone number too. I don't got no ill will to nobody. We may argue and fight about it's sports, but I want to see everybody prosper. It's enough people out here. If you create good content, go over and check them out. That's why I'm always bigging up independent media. I believe in it, because if I can support independent media, even if they got a different opinion than me, it all grows the industry. I'm just into content and I'm into it. So, but it's a blessing to have these many people over here. Like I said before, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the platform on UCSS. I appreciate the differing of opinion, because I think, generally speaking, that's what makes this beautiful. What makes UCSS great is this. You ain't never going to turn another television on nowhere else and hear somebody talk about the stuff we talk about. Ever. You never going to have guys, 3 dudes going back and forth. Ever. And that's why people watch. Because there's people that identify with Bull, people identify with Jason Lloyd, people identify with Dustin or whatever, and there's people that identify with me. I'm just proud and happy that I got a loyal fan base, and my loyal fan base ain't afraid to call me out. I'll be telling them all the time. I ain't infallible. Sometimes I could be out of pocket. Shoot. But we listen, I believe in accountability. I know my mom will hold me accountable. My wife hold me accountable. My brothers hold me accountable. My members hold me accountable. Everybody. So accountability is love. I appreciate the question, though. Miss Bell, what does that say about the owner and GM to allow this? They care nothing about the fans. It's sad that some Browns fans have no idea that Shedeur is him. They'll find out, Miss Bell. If he comes out and plays, I'm gonna tell you about this. I'll be down a little bit on what's going on with the Browns and stuff like that. But one of the things we talk about all the time, Miss Bell, is this: if he plays well, all them little fringe folks, they'll be up out of here. They're gonna be right along with that 12 jersey on. Let me tell you how it worked. I seen it. I seen when Baker played here. The city will get behind him. Trust and believe. That's one thing I'll say. Trust and believe. So there's a lot of Shedeurians like, man, I can't believe. Listen, if he come in and play well, they're going to be right with you. Right along with you. He already got the youth. The youth, he's going to be a reason why he can actually extend the olive branch to the younger generations to grow the fan base. But trust me, the fans' sentiment have already changed. But what you're saying is the legacy media has a specific narrative in the way they think about it. But in terms of the internet and the people, fans is over Dylan Gabriel right now. I'm trying to see that. Griffin Notary Services. Garrett Bush, the media keeps saying Shedeur is not ready. Can you share what area in the NFL quarterback skills is Shedeur lacking? I don't think much, but others think a lot. So if you want my honest critique on Shedeur Sanders, and we've always said this, one of the things that I think one of the knocks on Shedeur is he's been a person who's been asked to carry teams. And when you're being asked to carry teams, you're going to have to take more shots. You have to hold the ball longer. You have to look downfield longer. You do have to take some risky plays because you understand that your team offensively is going to ride or die based on what you do. You can't punt and play defense at Colorado. That don't work. You can't check the ball down at Colorado because you're checking the ball down. They're going to get right back on the field, and them boys going to walk down the field when you're playing USC and you're playing some of these other teams. So Shedeur Sanders has developed a habit of extending plays and making sure and trying to maximize each play. Sometimes in the league, you have to live to fight another day. Sometimes, yeah, you could get sacked, but let's minimize the sack. Instead of taking a 10-yard sack, let's take a 5-yard sack, right? So little things like that. But I think people misconstrue that with he doesn't understand defenses and he's trying to, that's not what it is. When you're playing with a team that does not have an offensive line, you got a couple of receivers, not really a crazy running game while he's there, he's going to have to extend some plays. But in terms of what the other stuff, the between the middle ears, Darren Smith said this the other day when we was on our members only live. How your dad, one of the greatest defensive backs in the world, and you throw into receivers, you're a quarterback, and he's a dude that defends quarterbacks. How do you not know how to play? How do you not know how to play in a system when your coach at Colorado has been a 2-time head coach in the league, one for the Browns, one for the Giants? What are you talking about? He's been making reads his whole life. His accuracy is there. Like I don't get where that's coming from. A lot of what they're talking about, he's not ready, is buzzwords, because a lot of them don't even know what that means. They're not watching no film. They're not football players. They're not ex-players. They're not ex-coaches. They are people who interview people, who tell them things, and they tell you what the other people told them. But in terms of breaking stuff, they're not breaking that down. Or breaking that down. That's why I can tell you with confidence, Dylan Gabriel has never been rated higher than Shedeur Sanders. And I don't care what you said. I looked at it myself. Ms. Bell says, what does that say about the owner and GM? They care nothing about the fans. It's sad the Browns fans have no idea that Shedeur is him. We kind of got to that too. But here's the thing I will say though too. I think the owner and the GM is playing checkers. You notice that the GM and owner ain't played, ain't spoke. Barry speak every bye week. Why he ain't speak today? Yeah, it's a divide. Chris Clark, we appreciate the super chat. Damian Waterman, thank you so much for the super chat. John Shaft, history has taught us that that complaining does not work. The only thing racists understand are bad economics, empty seats, and if Shedeur starts. Here's the thing. Hey, green is the. Hey, should I show you any billionaire? Billionaires, for better or worse, it ain't black or white. It's that green. Let people show up and stop showing up. Why you think he got the leash is there on the road? You know why? Because if he plays bad at home, they are going to be chanting. They're going to be chanting. Where's Shedeur at? Why do you think they gonna give him this week? Because it's on the road as the Jets. But he come back home and it's nasty work. Oh, they had a little rain in Jamaica, like DG is mid. G. FB Teams on YouTube exposed the pre-draft. Bucky responded to a lie as Eric Galco, director of the Shine Bowl. The video shows Eric tweeted defeating each narrative they tried to push. Shout out to him. I'm gonna get with him too. I like him. FB_Teams. I like his content. I need to link up with him, man. If you watching. Hey, hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter. DM me. I'm gonna get up with you, bro. I like his content. You know what I'm saying? We be big upping people over here. We link up over here. We got it. I'm trying to collaborate. I like his stuff, man. But I did see that Bucky was like, no, false, no, false. He told Lyman too, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Try harder. And by the way, why are we still talking about the narrative why he failed? Why aren't we talking about why the quarterback is garbage that's playing and the coach don't know what he was doing? Stop bringing up Shedeur Sanders' name if he ain't playing. You can't use it as a smoke screen. I need you to coach for your job and your position. Damian Waterman on the Bull podcast, he asked Zach, what did they see in Dillon Gabriel? Zach responded that it was the same analyst that they used for Cody Kessler. Guess what, Damian? I'll take it a step further. What's the difference between Cody Kessler, Brian Hoyer, Colt McCoy, Dillon Gabriel? I mean, we can keep going. They always got the same tropes. Josh McCown was who? Joe Flacco. Jake Delhomme was who? Joe Flacco. They've been doing this. They've been doing this for Connor Shaw, Austin Davis, Charlie Fry. It's the same try hard. Let's see if we give them the Boy Scouts art. They've been doing this for years and wonder why they ain't got no quarterback. Come on, man. Always trying to make somebody be somebody. Come on now. Mike Holmgren did it. Stefanski do it. And all of them is arrogant. Mike Holmgren told you, hey, don't ask me for no playoff tickets when we get it. Don't worry, because we're not going to no playoffs, Mike. Slick as butter. When Stefanski talks, it's like here, womp, 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 yeah. Off Charlie Brown. It's a bunch of noise, man. John Shaft, Mahomes, CJ Stroud, Love, Daniels, Murray, Rattler, Hurts, Caleb Williams, Bryce, Geno Smith, Lamar Jackson to it. Shedeur scares them. I've been saying that. You gonna get the keys to him? Because when he get in there, he gonna cook. He gonna throw that. Tyvis said he gonna throw the ball deep. Fitness with Kelly Michelle. What's going on? We appreciate you. We fuel this entire franchise. We fill seats. We buy jerseys. We put weight behind our voices. 21 plays. Maybe it's a project. Maybe it's a unified message. Shedeur deserves an opportunity. Trust me. They come out here looking like nasty against these Jets. Kelly Michelle. It won't. You ain't got to. You ain't got to convince them. 6,000 people in here. I don't know how. 6,000 pulling up. It's crazy. And it's Saturday on a bye week. Y'all be doing y'all some beautiful people. Y'all be doing too much. Y'all cold. Sweet. Yes, sir. Can throw the ball, sir. Of course he can. Jeremy Shepler, thank you for the super sticker. Stony QTT. People like Ross Tucker and some of the ESPN local media rather see the Browns lose than see Shedeur Sanders or Deshaun play. Oh yeah, they don't tell me about the Deshaun Watson stuff, boy. I tell you what, boy, I'll be laughing. So which one you want to play, Shedeur or Deshaun? Oh my gosh! Oh my God! Oh, how can we be talking about that again? Well, you better choose. Just say Deshaun Watson. Watch people squirm. Oh my gosh, boy. Yeah, I'm cooking. Disciple, do any of your co-hosts do research before they give their opinions? A simple Google or AI search will tell you Brock Purdy got first-team reps even as a third-team quarterback. I've already mentioned that. But opinions everyone has. So I've always said everybody's opinions aren't created equally. I believe in research. So you can argue, like the fact that you're trying to argue with me about, I mean, don't take my word for it. Joe Hayden went on 92.3 The Fan and said they don't like Shedeur Sanders. I mean, he's a Browns legend. He got drafted by the Browns. Hanford Dixon is like, what are these guys seeing that I don't see? I know the game. He talking to Phil Taylor. He talking to Josh Cribbs, and it's Hanford Dixon. What do these guys know? What are they looking at? Chad Johnson and Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp. What are they doing? This is why I keep receipts, and ain't nobody got these like this. Ain't nobody got it. I'm just saying, this courtesy, my shout out to Shady McCoy, because we keep them on deck, don't we? Who has receipts during the super chat segment? This guy.
Browns start actually winning a couple games. Now, Stefanski, you got to get fired. Because imagine a world where your quarterback is better than you. Imagine a world where your quarterback is more desired than you. The fan base already gravitates towards Shedeur Sanders. The world gravitates towards Shedeur Sanders. Does he have his haters? Absolutely. But jersey sales gravitate towards Shedeur Sanders. There's not a world now where Shedeur can go ball and Kevin Stefanski can continue to be the coach. Because if I'm Shedeur and I start balling, hell nah, I don't want this dude as my coach. Because he didn't believe in me in the first place. And how can Kevin Stefanski now, Shady, try to turn his tune and act like he's a Shedeur supporter? The cat's already out the bag. We know Stefanski's not a Shedeur supporter. So I think Shady's to some degree right. Like, Kevin Stefanski can't afford to play Shedeur because what if Shedeur plays well? And that's the craziest part of it all. If Shedeur plays well, Stefanski, you look dumb.
See the receipts. Dang it, it's G. Bush. How does he have time to do this? This is unacceptable. Does he have a life? How does he have these receipts, man? I can't believe this, man. This guy got, I just saw, he got the receipts. He got the receipts on the video. He got the print receipts too, man. I don't know what we gonna do, bro. He on Saturdays. We be golfing on Saturday. These receipts, bro. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't understand it. Where am I? I lost my segment, man. Here we go. John Schaff, Gabriel will be out of the NFL in 2 years. What other NFL team would start this mediocre 5'8" unathletic quarterback? He is not even quarterback 3. He's not. And they drafted him in the top 100, my guy. Top 100. Emmanuel Johnson. If DG don't play well versus the Jets, get Shedeur against the Ravens rivals at home. Shedeur versus Lamar is fire. If he plays well and wins, get ready for the ride. Boy, that's going to be a roller coaster. Let him throw for 300. Let me let y'all know something right now. Y'all gonna be upset. Charles T. King, Receipt King. The Browns drafted a projected 6th-round pick in the 3rd and a projected 3rd-round pick in the 5th. And your co-hosts act like they never covered the NFL draft or NFL. They know what it is. They don't know what type of time we on, bro. They know that. They be acting like they don't know what type of time we on, bro. They know good and well. That's why they always juxtapose. They don't never say what Dylan Gabriel is good at on his own merit. They always compare it to what Shedeur ain't. That's a key giveaway. They never talk about what Dylan Gabriel does, throws, whatever. They talk about what Shedeur isn't and why Dylan is okay. Griffin Notary Service, Supercomputer Dylan, DG Computer, Supercomputer 5000, cousin of Skynet, cousin of Deep Blue, creator of TI-83 and a half, Dylan Gabriel Compute, throw a ball downfield, crispy, DG, mount, function, stutter, can't throw, oh my, nobody, that's that virus. Bush, they need to see the league. They have the receipts, and I know we don't need to drive it, but Dion and them actually must know something we don't, or I believe he would ask to be traded. Nah, upper scale guy, thank you for the super chat. Dion, right where he's supposed to be. I told you like this. See, sometimes God got to put you somewhere where you can, he can show his majesty, his glory. Because right now, good, don't give him no reps. But can you imagine if he comes out and plays and he didn't get reps in the preseason, he getting no reps in the offseason, he getting no reps over here, didn't get no reps over here, never got reps as a backup, and he comes in and plays well? That's very damning. That's a story and a half. That's a story and a half. G Thrill 99, appreciate the super chat. Miss Bell, I feel Coach Prime and Shedeur's mom. My children are my life. I'll fight you about them, but to be where you can't is tough. Prayer works, but it's hard. Yeah, man. There's always this is the crazy thing about it, man. Shedeur says something about the maturation process of growing his faith. See, we can all, when I grew up in a household with God-fearing people, my mom and dad, there's a level of covering that goes over you because of who they are and the things and the principles that they preach. But once you reach the age of accountability, you have to stand on your own. You have to stand and create your own relationship with God. And the best way to do that is you have to go through the fire just like your mom and dad did. All people stand before God by themselves. You don't go up there with your mom, your dad, your brother, your cousin. You stand and take into account for what you do in life here. So for him, he has to go through his trials and tribulations just like they did. And this is a stop in a maturation process because he's now understanding, he's growing. He's doing it on his own in a place where it's hostile, in a place where it's uncertain, at a time period where he ain't used to it. That's why I always tell him, say, they need to trade him. They need to trade him. You got to go through the fire, man. This is character, even if it don't work here. Baker Mayfield will tell you it didn't work in Cleveland, but what I went through in Cleveland got me into Tampa Bay. What Warren Moon went through, we showed it on NFL. What Warren Moon, he didn't say, I'm gonna just cop out, and because they want me to play wide receiver, you know what he did? He stood on his principles and understood. Yeah, he wanted me to play wide receivers, but I'm gonna stick it out. So his story is his story now because of what he was able to go through and incur. So it's tough, but if you really support Shedeur, you got to support him through thick and thin, and you got to support him with his demeanor. So if he's unbothered, you should be unbothered. It sucks. It's easier said than done, but always believe the God's plan is God's plan. We just have to give it to him and say, I'm okay with whatever happens. Not my will, but your will. Hey, Cook, McNuggets didn't read my comment, but White and Boys so out of body when someone says Shedeur better than Dylan. It's like they get possessed. Now, a lot of what happens is, shout out to McNuggets, we went to another policy. You know, at the end of the we do super chats for 15 minutes. So we don't have, the amount of time to do it. But over here, I got time. We got millions of super chats. I try to read every single one of them. I do my show for 2 hours. I stay the whole other hour just to read the super chats because I feel like you should get your money's worth. If you send it, I should read it. So that's just how I could do it. And I got a little more lease of a ease to do it. But let me give you this. A lot of why people go crazy with the Shedeur thing is because there's a natural tendency as humans to push back on when somebody is going so hard for somebody. If somebody really believes in somebody and they're going to support them no matter what, the tendency is it pushes people to move away from that because then they find themselves fighting against what they seem to be like the majority group. And it becomes a war of I'm on this side, you on that side. And it's like the reason that don't work for me is because, and what I try to bring people to is I could have sat here, and the reason I put those clips together is to show people that I could think all I want. You can think all you want, but it's a difference between what you think and what happened on the field. Right there, you can see it. So if I believe Dillon Gabriel is good, I should have to watch the game and see if he's good objectively, and he's not. Also, I believe Shedeur Sanders is a better quarterback, but what have we always said here? I can believe anything I want. He has to prove it. The only crux between what we have and over here and what people in Dillon Gabriel's camp have or wherever they at where Kevin Stefanski is, all we asking for is to see it. They don't even want to see if he's good. And it's painfully obvious by the gymnastics that they pulled. That is what to show you. They are not, if they said Shedeur Sanders was not going to play all year, they would not care. Actually, they would embrace it. They've said it multiple times. Why do we have to play him? They like Gillen Moore. He's a 5th-round pick. That's why he fell. He's not ready. And so when you get to that point, I'm married to what happens on the film work, bro. And why I go so hard for Shedeur is the fact that I thought he was a good player based on his film work and what he does. It ain't based in the fact that I like somebody. It's based in the fact that I believe he's good. And if you go back and rewind my tape, when people, you're pandering, I was the one who said I would take him at 2. So how am I pandering? What you think I'm going to say if they get him in the 5th round? I'm head over heels. These guys be playing around. Come on now. Otis. It's anyone but 12 because they know once he get out there with them ones, he going to show up and show out. They double down on lies because they scared 12 going to make them backtrack, stand on what they said. Man, they already did a mini backtrack. Mary Kay said that Shedeur's superpower was his accuracy. I'm like, well, where was that superpower at when y'all was saying he wasn't ready to go? Because it's going to happen. Watch the stance soften when the writing is on the wall that Shedeur is going to play. The articles and the tone will switch. Well, we always knew that he was a great player. He always knew that give the Cleveland Browns credit here. The Browns did a good job of slow playing. How many guys did we ruin before? Stop. Fitness with Kelly Michelle. Browns have a culture problem. Protect egos, not win. 12 threatens the status quo. Yes, indeed. He's being buried. Called it a conspiracy. National media never cares about the Cleveland. Yet because black media, conspiracy. Like, I can't believe that you would even insinuate that there's a conspiracy. Oh, listen. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick sued and won. I can't believe you would say there's a conspiracy around Deshaun Watson's contract. Yeah, that's come out in documents. That was proven correct. I can't believe that the NFL was not paying concussion money to people who actually were disabled. Yeah, That was a documentary too. That came out to be true. I can't believe that teams were telling coaches that they should tank Brian Flores. And then once they fired him. It's not as far-fetched as you think. By the way, this guy was on the forefront of all those things as well. Don't get it twisted. They didn't like me then. It's okay. It's all right. Potent76, thank you so much for becoming a member. Barry Hickerson, they trying to pull the Jedi mind trick with Shedeur to cover up the real narrative. 6 years of the same garbage. The Jedi mind tricks will not work. They will not work over here. We cooking. In Noro, LA, thank you for becoming a member. Uncle Kai in the building. Kevin's face when they called at the 144 pick, Shedeur Sanders at your draft, is all you need to know. Enough said. Well, it wasn't synced up. It wasn't synced up, though, Uncle Kai. You didn't see that. You didn't see their face like that. That never happened. That coupled with the fact that they came, I don't even think I heard Stefanski say Shedeur Sanders' name 5-6 times. He's just quarterback number 12, third on the depth chart. Dylan is nothing but Dylan Gabriel is nothing but a young Dan Orlovsky, very bright, very smart, but trash on the field when he plays. St. Clair 101. You got to take that in perspective. You know, when you got a guy like that, they're rooting for that. They're rooting for that. They're rooting for underdogs. And listen, again, I want to be very clear about this. Dylan Gabriel has done nothing wrong. All he's out here trying to do is follow his dreams. I put it on the media. I put it on these narratives that they do and these little tropes, and they put people on two different sides of the spectrum, and they say, go at it. It's a tale as old as time. So this is what we do. We have to. Why do you think the NFL is a billion-dollar industry and it never stops? Is because they are great at delivering fairy tales and stories in real life. The 24-hour news cycle. How is it that Shedeur Sanders has not played a meaningful game in months since college? But you're telling me he's not ready? How? You don't see him practice. Beat reporters aren't even allowed to watch practice. How do you know? It's crazy. But they're masterful at it. I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of people who watch this program because it's refreshing that somebody calls it out at that level. You know how many people say, bro, watch your back, bro. I mean, NFL is very powerful. I mean, you be saying some stuff that I ain't never seen nobody say. Crazy, ain't it? G. Bush, you are on fire. This has been by far the best podcast on Shedeur Fan Wagon. Please cut this up and sprinkle it daily for next week. I hope Shedeur Sanders thanks you one day. I don't need no thanks. I just would like to see him get an opportunity to see if he can play. That's it. That's most people over here. I think he is a talented dude. I think he can play. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't owe me nothing. Nobody don't owe me nothing. But I just don't like these games. But I thank you so much for that you're entertained. I was cooking today. I knew I would. You ever sitting on something, you be like, ooh. I didn't forget. Neither. People conveniently forget they traded up to get Shedeur. They didn't want Philadelphia to draft him. Flacco said the Bengals receivers catching the balls from him. Dylan, lack of performance is on him. You are correct. I like the fact that you added they traded up to go get him. That shows that was definitely not Kevin Stefanski. They had to do some maneuvering to get him. And that is why they're not trading him. Do you think? Let me break this down to y'all. Man. Pardon me for going a little long. Pardon me. It's a long week. Pardon me. 6,153 people, wherever you at. Hit that like button. Wherever you at. Let me tell you this. You got a new stadium. This was going to work against Kevin Stefanski. You got a new stadium coming down the pipeline. 3 years. I've already seen how this thing works. Why would you go get another quarterback? Think about this. Why would you get another quarterback if it's about winning or getting the bag or whatever you're gonna be? If I got a quarterback and I'm sitting there talking and I'm saying, okay, what is your evaluation on Shedeur Sanders? And he's accurate, he throws on time, he has good functional mobility in the pocket, and he has an it factor. If you telling me it ain't that much difference between that and whoever you're gonna get in the draft, why would I even switch quarterbacks? I wouldn't even think about it. I'm going to let Shedeur rock, hopefully he plays well, and I'm going to do everything I can to make him play well. And then at bare minimum, next year, he's starting. 2026, he's starting the whole entire time. I'm going to give him a runway, and I'm going to give him a runway with a brand new coach. So now I gave you a brand new coach, a system with Shedeur Sanders, a breath of fresh air, and then I'm going to draft the linemen and receivers to put around him. And then now I'm 2 years away from the dome. Now I got a new coach. I got a new front office. And now we can start to rebuild. And guess what? Myles Garrett will be reinvigorated. Denzel Ward will be reinvigorated. And I'm keeping Jim Schwartz. Now we can go to work. If they don't work out in 2026 with Shedeur Sanders, the new coach has an opportunity to say, I'm going to go to the draft and I'm going to look about drafting one. But if you're the owner, you ain't going to find nobody in that draft that's more popular, is night and day better than him, and that is going to get you more eyeballs and ears on your product moving forward to that stadium. You're a fool if you roll the dice and get a new quarterback, because what's going to happen is you're going to trade them picks to get the new quarterback, and guess what? You still ain't got linemen, you still ain't got this and that, and you cannot keep Shedeur Sanders on that team. I'm going to tell you why. If you keep Shedeur Sanders on the team, they are not going to want to see the new quarterback. So you're going to have to trade him somewhere. And if you trade him somewhere and he play well, you're going to be looking wild. Let me be your consultant. Let me help you. Help yourself. Take the layup. The layup is in front of you. You got everything. If you want to sell hope, it's right there. Why are you not taking the layup? Why do you think people are fed up now? Because they're not trying to see Dillon Gabriel and this Kevin Stefanski offense. Get rid of him. Kevin is collateral damage. Why are you holding on so strongly to a first-time head coach who's the fan base don't even like him no more? Bait. At least you can sell hope with a new coach and a new process and a quarterback that the world wants to see play. Maybe it's me. Uncle Kai. I seen I seen the last 4 years at Jackson State of Colorado, so I feel like some people calling me a liar when they are the ones lying to me. That's why I told y'all earlier in this conversation. We need to talk about this. I ain't got to argue back and forth with you. You say what you want, but these receipts don't lie. I know what I saw. I said it in the clip. I know what I saw. I don't care what he said. I saw it. Catcher Freeman. That's a funny name. MFers in their 40 time will be 10 minutes and get the nerve to be calling wide receivers slow and trash. Lord have mercy on these catchers out here. Catcher wilding out. Big Irv Express, bruh. Without you, Cleveland media would be nothing, man. Actually, I appreciate the comment, man. I think without me, the Cleveland media would be a little less interesting. It'll move on without me. It'll move on. One day, maybe you look back and be like, man, you know what? When it's all said and done with, maybe you look back and say, dang, G. Bush, this G. Bush was funny. Hey, you give it to him, G. Bush was funny. J-Dog66, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Catcher Freeman says, I'll never forget how they talked about a man battling. I didn't like that either. It was a lot, it was a lot of stuff around Coach Prime that I had to disconnect myself from the situation. I'm like, man, this man battling cancer. And you still talk about why his son, but like, come on, man. Come on, man. It's wild work, boy. It's wild. Cam, RG3, Steven Jackson, Sharp called it. It is what it is. Don't be scared. I don't listen or click on any media that's part of the conspiracy, period. Stony QT, G. Bush burnt the house up today. Throw the bomb. Nita, second PSA, don't give those podcast haters clicks or none of them content. She said, give your money to G. Bush or off over their Corday content. I appreciate the vote of confidence, Nita. Hey, by all means, y'all support who y'all support, man. Make a decision on who you're gonna support. I ain't a man that cuts nobody's money off. It's up to the consumer to believe what they want to believe, and it's up to them to support who they're going to support. So if you feel the need to watch other people, if you feel the need that you're going to pull up on somebody, I'm not going to stop another man from eating, you know what I'm saying? That's where I come from. But what I will say is, instead of cutting that off, just support the people you support. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate all the support I get. All of it. John Shaft, Shedeur is already the face of the Browns. They fear his smile, charm, articulation more than his skills. The black quarterback has always been him. Shout out to John Shaft. In Noro, LA, keep bringing the heat and shining the truth. Biased sports experts you have to deal with. Biased sports experts is something you're going to have to deal with. And no matter how many fabricated lines, it ain't going to equal up to this barbershop real-ish. If you know, you know. X Factor XP. If I wonder if Shedeur Sanders' face had anything to do with how they're treating him. It has happened to me before. Nice work, G. Bush. Hey man, you're not gonna be liked all the time. That's it. People of faith ain't. Hey, look, they ain't like Jesus, boy. Why would you? They ain't like you. You ain't gonna be liked when you stand for certain things. You ain't gonna be liked. It's gonna be a tough battle. It's going to be an uphill battle. But through the strength of God, you can make it. You can keep going. One with God is the majority. Matt Perry, would be nice if Coach Prime pulled up in the barbershop. Shout out to Coach Prime, man. Prime is busy. He's trying to turn these Buffaloes around. But I always tell people, I respect the heck out of him. And I respected him before Shedeur was here. I respected him, watching him when I was growing up as a kid, playing baseball. I played 3 sports in school. And Deion Sanders was one of the first black people that I've seen playing baseball, both. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to me, he's a trailblazer. And so nothing but love for him and what he's doing. And plus, he just solid, bro. The way he raised his kids, he took care of his kids, the way he about family and faith. And I don't know what it ain't to like. Shout out to Coach Prime. Matthew Cherry, we appreciate the super chat. Beautifully blessed. Yeah, you came for Shedeur and we stuck with him. But you're stuck with us because we love you, G. Bush. I appreciate you. That means a lot. That means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, sometimes when you just do content and you do it from your heart, you don't never know how it's going to resonate. So I appreciate people that pull up and do that. Jay Meathead, I thank you so much for the super chat. Damon Hayward, Giants fan here. Shout out to the Giants, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Trids, G is a sign. I'm a Bengals fan, and you are definitely a bright spot of the team. I hope you get the press pass and get a chance to interview players. We appreciate you, Triz. I'm an Eagles fan in Philadelphia. I've been rocking with you for 4 years, bro. Keith, man, I appreciate you, man. Keith Beecham. Or that's Beckham. Yeah, Keith. Either. Sorry about I messed that up, but I appreciate you. Stay tuned. All I'm gonna say is is only weak men make excuses, especially for other men. Black men slighted in everything we do. We're gonna keep pushing till we triumph. I'm a partner. I'm a Panthers fan, G. Bush, watching every day. YKTV, man, I appreciate you, man. See what I'm saying? This crazy. These people ain't even Browns fans, bro. That's why it's, man. You know, I be getting all emotional and sentimental, because you know, some things is a little deeper than just football. Some things it's about life. We no limit soldiers. We thought we told you. Black Culture Lit TV. Hey, by the way, I gotta call it. Cash Money versus No Limit. No Limit might have got that. When Wayne didn't show up because he was sick, even BG said, yeah, listen. BG said they was on point as far as presentation. And I thought it was going to be a landslide because Cash Money's catalog is crazy. Actually, to be truthful, if they would have had Nicki Minaj and Drake on there, it's a landslide. You can't win that. Like, if they just have those guys on, like Tyga, Wayne, that's landslide. So, but that was Young Money. But they were still under Cash Money. I see what they was going. They was going for original forefathers. But about it. When that came on, if you know, you know. Minx the Cutie. I literally just text my ex, who is a Browns diehard fan, to tell him you was cooking early on a Saturday, and he was shocked, as I am a diehard Ravens fan. I watch you every day. Great. Thank you so much. That's crazy. Hey, bro. Shout out to your ex. Hey, listen, might be your in card. She might go ahead now. G. Bush done texted. Hey, you got a text. Maybe y'all wasn't texting like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got the out of the blue. It don't matter how you got the text. Just go ahead and capital. It don't matter how the text came. Just don't even, be like, so how your day been? My wife over here looking like, you stop starting trouble. I'm sorry. Listen, I didn't mean nothing by it. I was just trying to help him out, babe. You good? Matthew Cherry. Thank you for becoming a member, my man. Ronnie on the sticks. I like that. You play Madden too? You play Madden, Call of Duty? Would you be on the sticks a lot? I like that. Raider Nation for life, but I rock with G. Bush and 12 Heavy. Keep telling the truth and don't let your peers ever dim your shine. Legendary. I appreciate you. Shout out to the Raiders Nation out there. I know they want to say, hey, people keep saying the Raiders game is the game. I am here from New Orleans, G. You be cooking. Wish you the Saints took 12. Karen McWilliams, thank you so much for appreciate you. That's a beautiful picture in the left-hand corner too. I've been trying to tell my wife we got to get some glamour shots, man. And y'all be having these power couple pictures, man. I'd be like, man, y'all got the corporate pictures up, man. Like it's crazy, bro. I gotta get my stuff together. Look at that. They in love down there in that left-hand corner. Do you see them? They cheek to cheek. Y'all look like y'all been together forever. Yes, yeah. I've been with my beautiful wife since we were in 5th grade. Never looked at another person in my life. Just we were meant to be. Big Kev, NFL can't deny Shedeur. Check his jersey sales. Oh, they're going to go up. Wait till he plays his first game. Quiz arm. Stefanski will take the rest of the season before he lets Shedeur play over Dylan Gabriel. Haslam and Barry have to fire him if they want to establish this season. This might be the longest podcast we've ever had, and there's 6,400 people in here. This is why I call myself a live streamer, because we've been doing an hour of super chats, and we're going to continue to read them. We're going to continue to go. I'm going to give you money's worth. Squiz Arm, we appreciate you. We're going overtime. Triz, I'm hoping you and Tyvis can make y'all Wednesday show into something bigger. That's a great product right there. Educational, interactive, and accurate. Tyvis, I told you to work. I was like, bro, boy, G. Bush, I don't know, you got some magic going on, boy. Say, yeah, man. Make sure y'all pull up. I'm Wednesdays. Come to the film review, man. Come to the film review. Matthew Terry. Here's my thing. Even if Shedeur bombed the pre-draft interview, isn't he's still the first or second round talent everybody has said he's about? A bad interview doesn't strip your talent away. See, here's the thing. Shedeur got a base they can't play with. That's a scary thing, bro. Y'all got to realize when you got that many people rocking with you from all these different places, they by default come into your building and you can't do the same things you used to do. You can't lie. You can't play the worst people. You can't have bad play calls. You can't have terrible concessions. You can't have uniforms that don't like they coming in like, yo, they got a flashlight on everything you doing. And a lot of coaches and organizations are uncomfortable with that. Think about it. The Browns have been a bad organization for a long time, a very long time. And y'all coming in shedding a lot of light and bringing all the major guys in, major media figures, the Skips, the Shannon Sharps, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Ryan Clarks, the Pivots, the Cam Newtons, the Joe Budden podcast. Are you serious? That's everybody in black entertainment. Everybody. So now when Shedeur plays, you got a lot of microscopes on you. Kevin Stefanski ain't never got this much attention. And in high school, not in college. I mean, they pulled up. So you can't play no games. So a lot of teams don't want no flashlight. They want to run things as status quo, tank, lose, do whatever their agendas is. But when you got somebody that popular, it does not allow you to do that. That is why they don't like it. You see Rizzo interview with Boog? Yep. I sure did. Hey, Tony Rizzo didn't put the flag down. He didn't put his flag down. It's a couple of them. Hey, this is why I give credit where credit is due. Jonathan Peterlin has always been a Shedeurian from day one. He got the number 2 jersey back in the day. He's from day one. Ain't never switched. Shout out to Peterlin 92 through the fan. Never switched. Tony Rizzo. He ain't switched. He been on Grossie's top. He been on this top for a minute. They be going back and forth. Rizzo ain't never switched up. Them two, they on it. They on it. From the outside the camp, you know what I'm saying? So it's a couple of dudes they've been talking that talk. Nate Boogie Harlem. I'm just a fan through and through. Can't help but listen to your ministry, G. Bush. Bless you, brother. True fan of football facts. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. My mom always said, you know what? She told me this when I was younger. You know what? You gonna be you might be I see you in ministry somewhere. I said, this is when I was doing the most back in the day. I was saved, but I was in my young days. I was like, are you serious? Because I ain't living right. But now I am redeemed. I am turning over a new leaf. God has worked with me in my life. Right? Potent 76. My wife helps me out. She helps me out. I done settled down a whole lot. Gooch Dog. After all this Stefanski call plays that will showcase Shedeur's talents fairly, if he is willing to go to this far with his selfish pride. Here's what I'm gonna say with that, Gooch Dog. Here's how this thing push. I think if he got to go to Shedeur, he gonna have to give up them plays too. I think he gonna give him plays because I think he's gonna die on this hill. I think it's gonna come to a point where he's gonna say, if you want him to play, you're gonna have to put him in. And then once he makes that ultimatum, there ain't no coming back. At that point, if you're willing to go that far, the owner's going to say, hey, this is unattainable. You have to choose between the two. So But I wholeheartedly believe that Kevin Stefanski will not willfully put him in the game at all. Kirk Davis, T.I. verse is like us. No exaggeration necessary. Living revolutionary. Nothing less than legendary. Gangster-ish hereditary. Got it from my dad. Flow colder than February with extraordinary swag. That's a bar. I see you. I see you, Kirk. I appreciate it. Hey, Jay Crawford, a certified capper for Stefanski. Yeah, he was capping. You know, Jay be trolling too. Jay be trolling. Jay be trolling sometimes, bro. He don't even be believing that. That's why I be looking at him kind of. It'd be funny. I'd be looking at him. When I give him this, for real. Lima be trolling too. They be trolling a lot. Get out of here, man. Get up out of here. Get out of here. Uncle Kai became a member. Shout out to Uncle Kai, man. I appreciate you. Other teams licking their chops to get down, to take down Dillon Gabriel. Levitt 6, we appreciate the super chat. Ronnie on the stick says, Jimmy can right his wrongs with 12. Let me tell you something. Dan Gilbert wasn't known as a good owner until LeBron came back and won a championship. Let me repeat. Dan Gilbert was not known as a good owner until LeBron came back and won. You can change your legacy with one person. How good were Jerry Reinsdorf and Kraft? Not Reinsdorf with the Bulls. Were they great? No, you had Jordan, bro. Chris Rucker. That's a funny name. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Miss Bell, bless your co-pilot for sharing you. Yeah, man, I got the best co-pilot in the game, man. Keep me on the straight and narrow. Be waking me up. Be telling me, you need to go to sleep. You play that video game way too many times. You get sick. Everything. You need to turn TV off. Go lay down. Rest your eyes. You get sick. You go outside. You got a hoodie on, no coat. Your arms and paws are exposed. You get sick. I'm like, everything caused me to get sick. Once more, when them suds die down, that dirt will show. My mom used to come in and be like, y'all better get in that shower. Hearing that water running, you better get in that shower, boy. Mary S. G. Bush bringing the receipts. You can check out the collab with off the record. I like that name. Off the record. He's a Browns content creator who brings the receipts. Hey, off the record. If the chat demands it, they get it. Hit me up. I'm hitting. Listen, I got two. Off the record. Let's talk. We brings all to the table. We link it up worldwide. LJ, I think the Browns overly fell in love with the person and not the player, because as an Oregon fan here, he did not even fit their offense, just play 12, bro. You see, Bo Nix, they compared it in PFF how Bo Nix was more effective in that offense. I read that on the members only live too. Cash, we appreciate your super chat. No O-line. You think you play the person who comes from that 12 throw to wide receiver, opens 12 wide receivers look good when he has to throw. All of a sudden, Judy is trash because Dillon Gabriel. Now Judy got to catch the ball, but here's the thing. Jerry Judy is deflated at this point. You got 2 targets, no catches for no yards. And he was wide open 3 or 4 times, which we highlighted in our members only YouTube content. Me and Tyvis broke it down. Can Stefanski be trusted to call a good game if Shedeur starts? I don't think he could call a good game anytime, Cash. I don't like his playbook. at all. Lots of people who watch the film hate his playbook. If Shedeur gets in, I would like to see. Guess who I would like to see? Give me. What's her name? Give me Tommy Reeves. Give me Tommy Reeves. To me, G-Bill, the local media should root for 12 because if he does what I expect, it will be a lottery. Coach Bozo gotta go. AB, I suspect is plotting. Lawrence RBE, thank you much for the super chat. Let me tell you this. It's a lottery. They sitting on a lottery ticket. They don't even know it. You want to race to Deshaun Watson? Get Shedeur Sanders on a Minimowski deal. You want to improve your offense? What would Cardell Tate look like if you can get him in a nice offensive lineman? Huh? You already got Judkins coming back year 2. Come on, man. But y'all want to keep with the revolving door with court. Come on now. You got a lottery ticket. Take your layup. Finish your breakfast. G. Bush, we know what it is with Shedeur. The long stroke, we appreciate you. That's a crazy name, by the way. I don't know if I can say that. That's crazy. That's nuts. Earl Coleman became a member. We thank you so much. RBE Lawrence RBE. I salute you because I would have swung when your colleagues try to say you was emotional about Coach Stefanski. Tell him to watch the film. That's why we were on film over here. I don't get emotional. All right, man, I was looking too pretty that day. Say, man, I got this outfit on. I ain't about to be arguing with you up here. That's why the barbershop is beautiful. You know why? Because the receipts of integrity will always shine the brightest. You know what it is. Saturday morning, they're going to pull up. You don't see them receipts. Come on now. Deneric Williams. Shedeur about to take the keys from Dylan like a teenager with a fresh driver's license and never look back. Shoot, like a teenager with the temps. Yeah, I got the temps. I got my T's and was out. Hey, yeah, I need them keys. Yeah, let me get that. My mom had a 97 Windstar, a blue one. Boy, I was pushing the Windstar so tough. I would drop my dad off at work, then drop my mom off at school. I pull up the Windstar, baby blue. You couldn't tell me nothing. I had a CD, a Walkman, but the Walkman went into it was an adapter, so the Walkman went into the tape deck. It was a blank tape, and I put it in. Man, you don't even know. Only 90s, 80s baby know about that. He ain't had no CD player in the car. Terry Green. 2 teams were 2-5. Only one focused on being 12-5, while the other is focused on the draft. Winning mindset. Facts. Everybody will talk about the draft. You'll coach your way up out of here. James Mace Jr. What are all they really saying when he ain't ready? The black quarterback ain't smart. That's why, listen, I don't be quick to call nothing about, I don't have to call everything racism. But are stereotypes alive and well? Sure. Are narratives and tropes alive and well? Sure. And the reason I showed you Warren Moon was why. Why I show you Warren Moon? To let you know that even one of the greatest to ever do it faced some of those same things. So I'm very I don't really play no games when it comes to the intelligent factor and trying to say that people don't be understanding this, that, and the third. How you gonna tell me how difficult it is to learn some plays and a dude been playing quarterback his whole life? You ain't never played no quarterback. You telling him how difficult it is to get in and out of the huddle. And let me ask you this question too. Facts on top of facts. This just goes to show you poor lack of leadership. I wish I could cite this. Write this down as a point of emphasis so you can have this to destroy any talking point. If I am a teacher and I was a trainer, a corporate trainer, should I explain something in a way that you can understand it in a common reference very easy? Or should I give you a bunch of corporate jargon that confuses and muddies the waters? No. Jay-Z said, I dumbed down my flow to double my dollars, right? So here's the thing. If you're a quarterback coach and you an offensive coordinator and you want to call a play, X right Jeff, 32 zip rocket Lou, Bud's flat, triple purple ice cream, super duper hot vanilla pink on 2. Why would you name a play that and put all that terminology in and have you memorize terminology when you can just memorize the concept? All you got to do is take everything that you said with that and simplify it to the lowest common denominator. Call it purple. Call it orange juice. Call it football. Whatever you want to do. Call it a number system. Number 3. Whatever it is. And simplify it. You only do that for your ego. So you want to seem like you so well thought out and it's in depth. When honestly, you're a hindrance to efficiency. Call it something simple, get in and out of the huddle, and let's cook. Why would you name all that jargon and layer that up like that? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. He doesn't know how to call it in and out of the huddle. Well, that's on the coach. Why do you think in college they started holding signs up? Because what they realized is the longer and the quicker that they understood what they were going to do, the more time the quarterback had to diagnose what they were in. Now you can identify through motion, whether it's zone or man. You can identify where the linebacker is coming. You can change your play 1 or 2 times to see what they're in, to get the best opportunity to put yourself in the best position. They don't waste 35 seconds in the huddle regurgitating long sentences that don't tell you anything, but it's trips formation to the right side of the field, and we're going to run a spot choice route. Maybe I'm just a little defensive tackle. I don't know much. Gee, thanks for always keeping it real. Emmy 18. I butchered that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I appreciate the super chat. Next time you tell me how to pronounce that, I'll get it right. I promise. Erica Williams, G. Bush, I agree about fire. Do you think Kevin Stefanski will play Watson if he gets clear? Also, I feel Jason really wants Shedeur to play at all. I feel like a lot of people are not interested in seeing Shedeur Sanders. I feel like a lot of people, they haven't, it's obvious. They're not, it's not like, oh, we really want to see him play. When you hear people talk, there's never been an embrace. It's always been an arm's length distance. They'll tolerate Shedeur. They'll tolerate, but even to a certain extent, they're going to get mad. Why do we keep having to talk about this? If somebody said, why do we got to keep talking about this? You know they're not interested in seeing him play. That's easy. Do you think Kevin will play Watson if he gets cleared? I don't think Deshaun Watson is going to play before Shedeur Sanders. And I think that the league has already mandated that Deshaun Watson is not going to play in Cleveland. I think what they told Deshaun Watson, this is my personal opinion. They told Deshaun Watson, we are going to keep you on the roster because we can't cut you loose. If you are a good soldier and you don't do anything else and you say all the right things and you stay out of sight, out of mind, what we are going to do is we're going to let you stay around. And then we are going to tell everybody in the league, we're going to give you an opportunity to play. And what they'll start to do is they'll start to leak information around the league through different various sites and reporters and NFL insiders that say there are teams out there that are actually interested in Deshaun Watson and feel that a fresh start somewhere else will give Deshaun Watson an opportunity to resurrect his career. They'll go back and relitigate and say, well, look, guys, weren't really that great in Kevin Stefanski's office. Look at Joe Flacco around here. They'll start the stories about what has he learned. He'll do a sit down and say, what has he done and learned since he's been there? I'm married now. I done found the Lord, and they'll find another nice little cushy place for him to play, and he may get to play somewhere else. But they are punishing the Cleveland Browns for giving him a contract. He is to not play here, and he is going to have to stay on the roster. So that's why the owner came out and said, I see it, right? Maybe that's my conspiracy theory, but I think it's good. Patrick Williams, I can't wait to Shedeur plays Cam Ward. That game is going to be epic. I like that. I can't wait to see him play too. G. Bush put ghost pepper sauce in that coffee this morning. Yes, we did. I told you we was coming with it. The Savage. Jackson and Colorado embraced him instantly. Both got instant success on and off the field. You don't think a billionaire of losing franchise doesn't see the big picture and money that can be made with 12? Oh, he see it. Why you think he ain't trade him? And he's not getting traded. He's the big joker. That's in his back pocket. Emmanuel Johnson, problem is the media does not work and watch film. Just want to sound smart without being intellectually honest. A lot of people don't watch film. You're factually correct. Dondi H. You had your chef's hat on this morning. You keep cooking. Thank you, Dondi. I appreciate you, my man. Nathaniel Lasik. Hillian Knight Boog was on Rizzo's show. Must see. I got to check it out. Rizzo out here pulling them strings, boy. Keisha. As a longtime Saints fan, we gave up season tickets because they did not draft Shedeur Sanders. We only here for Shedeur. Browns don't don't have me off. It might be say piss me off. That might be it, but we don't know. Stay tuned. G. Bush, your opinion on 12 is saying he's getting big ready. You should mention it on Monday so we can get them receipts. Oh no, 12 said they asked him, you going to homecoming? He said, no, I gotta get ready. My suspicion is if Dylan Gabriel is looking bad after the double down and after the 2 weeks, Shedeur Sanders will be inserted to the game against the Jets. It's already been mandated. They are building him up right now. Do I have sources on this? No. But they are building him up. They've already let him know. Be ready, dog. If it don't look good that first half, it is what it is. This is a record. We almost 4 hours in, right? 4 hours in? We cooking. This is why you got to get your stamina up. Oh, you got to get your stamina up. You got to be in shape, bro. You got to keep, we going to read all that. We going to get it done. D the Seeker. You got the clip of Shedeur and Dylan after the Browns score, and people said he don't even sit next to him on the sideline. Shedeur was the only one to show him love. Yeah, that was debunked. I called that out in real time. Stop all that stuff. He don't sit beside the guy. Quit it. Go ahead with that. You're lying. Stay tuned. YKTV is the vibes. All love. Appreciate you. Doggy Bone. I saw someone in the comment section. Kevin Shermer tree is outdated. Even Colorado struggling. Browns need change. Shedeur covered up so much there. That old arcade. Listen, they need a new voice. They need a new something. It's tired. It's stale. Michael Torrance, Panthers fan, great work. Shout out to the Panthers, man. Shout out to y'all out there. Shout out everybody wherever you at, locking up, linking up with the real ones. BD Dog 21. Keep cooking, G. Bush. Always being G the facts. Told you next time I'm home, we got to pull up and get some wings. BD Dog, what's up, man? I appreciate you, my guy. Devin the Dude, you can see Bernie Kosar light up about 12. Bernie always been holding down 12. Always. D-Mac, Shedeur and Bears fan here. Fan base is still very much split over what happened with Justin Fields' attendance and support is still sluggish, a foreshadowing of what could happen in Cleveland. Take the layup, Browns. 1133-200 became a member. And that is Dylan Gabriel's uncle right here. 113322. Nah, I'm playing. We appreciate you, as always. Derek Easterday, Cowboys fan here. I don't watch DC media at all, but have been rocking with you for a couple months now. Keep cooking 12 all day. Derek Easterday, we appreciate you. JT Weezy 79. Hey G Bush, I hope you get Uncle Neely, Big Dog Sicko, and Dukes the Scoop on your show for Colorado content as well. God bless you and enjoy your show. Shout out to them boys. Hey, hit me up. Listen, hit me up. We're gonna keep that. We're gonna link up with real ones all across the world. We're gonna link up. Rick became a member. Appreciate you, Rick. Appreciate you. Pock Wesley. I wonder what the Flacco, Winston, and Pickett group chat talk. Oh boy, that group chat crazy. That group, that group chat is wild. You know they got one with all the former quarterbacks too, right? Arthur Polnitz. Shout out to G. Bush from Brooklyn. That man cooking. Save a plate for the local media. I don't understand if Kevin coached like this at Ohio State, he would have been gone mid-game. Why is this tolerated? Because we ain't never won nothing. D. Woods, all I want as a Browns fan is a great culture. I would love to get one. Nathaniel Lasik, collaborate with Money Man. You writing these down, babe? We got to go back and write these down. Because we gotta look up. We gotta look up. So we gonna get with them. We gonna create that time. We gonna get that content jumping. Lanikia, I think that's their name. Thank you so much for the super chat. Dustin is always asking, why are we talking about this? Because that's your job. I don't know how you do it, G. Bush. I'll be telling him, because we get paid to talk about it. Just like I get paid to talk about it and create content. I had a real job. You ain't never going to hear me talk about why I got to talk about something. Whew. And we just pulled a record. Shout out to everybody in the stream. We pulled a record 4 hours. We do 2 hours, but we're going to give you your money's worth. You know G. Bush not going to play with you, and I'm going to give you time, energy, and effort, and I appreciate you, 7,000 people in here. With that being said, pull up for us. Same time, same place. We got some content coming. We're going to link up. If you want to become a member, you know it. Hit the join button because we got tremendous content. Thank you for UCSS, where we at. Thank you for Facebook. Thank you for YouTube, or wherever you at. You never know when G. Bush might show up and how long I might go on a podcast. But if you want the fresh cut and if you want them receipts, Emmanuel Johnson, hold on. Deshaun Watson trade set the Browns back. Other teams bounce back from bad trades. Cleveland never did. If Shedeur shines, build around him since he's cheap right now. Y'all boys is crazy. Kind of techie. Go Jays, go, and fly Eagles, fly, and Shedeur to go. I appreciate y'all. With that being said, you never know where I show up. Rain, sleet, snow. But if you want the fresh cut and with the facts and the receipts of integrity, you know where to find me. Have a great rest of your evening. And as always, you know what it is. Go Browns.